Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to the show. I'm your charming, self-proclaimed, yet still humble host, Mukluk. Today, we are back in the wonderful world of Guild Wars 2, which is stereo, by the way. Did you know that? Hello there. My voice is a little rough after talking for 14 hours yesterday. I have got a big jug of water here. We're gonna work on this. Where's the bacon, Muck? It's the Gen 3 bacon. We got a lot to do today. I got zero work done for YouTube yesterday, meaning like the YouTube channel for videos and stuff. And I've got some videos I need to prepare to get put out. So if they do not have the beta, I think the beta is not back on yet, right? I'm gonna go to character select here. Look, yeah, I don't see any extra character slots. So among other things this morning, I'm gonna get some thumbnails done and stuff like that for some videos that are going to be going out on the YouTube side of things. Noxxi, as I haven't watched him yet and checked him for any sabotage, but Noxxi has already finished preparing the, well, her file names are I tried the Spiritualist. I think she tried to combine Spiritlist and Ritualist into one word, and the other file is called I tried the Oozemancer. Just, that's it. I tried the Oozemancer. So those two are ready. Evening people. Hey Hamza, what's up? Hope they figure out the beta thing. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for anyone who was out of the loop yesterday, they started the beta. It was allowing us to play the new specs, but within like 15 minutes, they shut down Evoker because it was causing problems of some sort. And even after they did that, the servers kept crashing. And after, you know, like, I don't know, 7 hours and like 25 crashes or something like that, they finally said, all right, we're stopping the beta for now because something's seriously wrong. And the beta stuff got turned off. And then after that, I didn't have any more crashes, but some people were saying they were still getting crashes last night. So I don't know that everything's back to normal. Let's see. Gears 2 official format, I suppose. Yeah. If you have feedback on the stuff that you tried, there is a post on the official forum, which someone linked a minute ago. Taking a look, where is the... I suppose, is there like a separate thing for each one of them? Feedback, oh, here we go, yeah. So like, for example, in the Necromancer section, there is feedback thread Ritualist. And then if I go to Ranger, there's feedback thread Gale shot, and so on and so on. So, let's like look at Gale shot for example. For your world. Yeah, yeah. So there's one for each of them here. Put this over there. Which ones did you try? Hold on, I'll pull my notes up. This is what I did yesterday, and the TLDR of my thoughts from what we did yesterday. We did Ritualist, we did 2 builds of Ritualist, 2 builds of Amalgam, and also Gale Shot. That's what I tried, and those were notes that I wrote down. Gale Shot, wall strong. Yeah, the funny thing is, it's not even a wall. It doesn't block enemy projectiles. It just looks like a wall. Mike, does Gale Shot have anything pet related? It has a trait that buffs birds. It has that, but you don't even, like, the main power build that Snowcrows came up with to get the highest possible damage didn't even use that trait. But yeah, it has a bird buffing trait, but no, other than that, it doesn't really have pet-related stuff. It's more about archery. Muck crashed the game with his Gale Shot video. Yeah, it's all my fault. I bet the Evoker feedback is just on fire. Oh, okay, that's a funny thought, yeah. Because they got like 15 minutes to try it. 1200 range. Found my first bug. I was locked in hair air attunement with the trait that locks you on element after teleporting Crystal Oasis. To test my build there, my weapon skills are all fire. Yeah, look at the elements. Air, all fire. Okay. UI tracking. Okay, they definitely got some solid feedback before everything exploded. That's good. Okay. Like, off-topic question, what was your favorite brand of instant ramen when you used to eat those? Maruchan cup noodles. You just pour in the hot water, maybe some soy sauce. I couldn't even try much because I was crashing so much. You know, I'm an avid bird watcher, so I like the theme. The hour I messed with Gale shot, I was mildly okay with it. That's good. Let's see. Yeah, I will remember to put a JV core into my bank. Why not just remove almost every single one of the stances? Just leave one as a showcase thingy. I have a question. Does Evoker actually lock you into only one spec? No, it's a trait. There's a Grandmaster trait for Evoker where you lock yourself into one element, but that element gets drastically reduced cooldowns. You don't have to take it. It's an option. Mug, are you going to play the new season of Last Epoch? Probably not. I love Last Epoch, but rather than play a game that I've already played many times, I'm probably more interested in, you know, knocking out more of these games that I haven't played before. Hey Mug, hi Burst, what's up? Okay, think I've already done the daily stuff, but we're gonna double check here. Mug will play more Valheim of the Sun. I got 1,500 gems, Season 3 and 4. Should I go for Runecrafter plus Iceborg? What is Iceborg? Or Season 2 plus Iceborg? Do you mean Icebrood Saga? I don't know. If you've never seen the story, Season 2 is you know, good to get for the story. Runecrafter is handy just because salvaging, but it's not going to give you a new experience. Icebrug? Yeah, that's even worse. Make no mistake, Muck crashed the server, and it gave Muck an on-off switch to the server as part of his super secret cushy ADAT partnership. Oh, yeah, I just turned it off before I was going to bed. Well, now that I'm awake, I should turn it back on, right? Okay. Yes, I've already farmed the homestead today. That's already done. Alright, back out of here. Okay. Well, got a few things I need to do. Let me open this here. Let me open this. Alright. This is the Ritualist video. Let's see if Noxxi made a fool out of me too much here. So I need to check this video to see if it has any problems and if it is ready to be just chucked onto YouTube. And if it is ready to be chucked onto YouTube, I need to give it a thumbnail and do so. So we're going to do some content creation here for a few minutes. Because I didn't have time to do it at all yesterday because I was streaming for you guys to get drops for 14 hours. Let's see. Muck is IT. That means he can fix it the same way my grandparents think I fix every patch because I know how to turn on a PC. I can turn it off and on again. Hello, Guilders 2 Gamers. Mukluk here, and today we are... Alright, and since we're double checking this, we're going to do it in the way that I normally do it. Doing another episode of I Tried, and today's topic is The Ritualist. This is footage from the Elite Specialization Beta, where we got to try out the Elite specs in their first public format, which means they're going to be overpowered, they're going to be underpowered, they're going to be broken in the good ways, they're going to be broken in the bad ways, yada yada yada. So this is a first look. If you're seeing this video in the future, your version of Ritualist might be different from what it is now. This is recorded on August 20th, the first day of the Elite Spec Beta. Alright, jumping into it. Ritualist. First thing I tried was making it into a DPS, which is not the build I just showed you. I took an existing build, and I changed the last thing to Ritualist, and I went on a target dummy, and I beat on it as hard as I could and tried a few different builds, and with all boons and all conditions in the game, I was able to break like 22k, which is really bad for anyone who is not sure if that's good or bad. That's very not great, and I was like, okay, the numbers on this thing feel really low. So I spent maybe a half hour on that. So I'm like, alright, I'm gonna wait until Snowcrows and other intelligent potatoes, see if they can figure out a way to squeeze more damage out of this before I go on and... I can't wait for your angry voice during Amalgam. Was I angry during Amalgam? Which is this build right here. And what I did is I took a support Scourge, which runs these two trait lines. Some of these are flexible, like you can run Overflowing Thirst, you can run Lesser Blood for Revive potential, you could run Life from Death, you can run Vampiric Presence, and then I added Ritualist right here. And through these skills in here, looked at all the new stuff, ended up running this. These are flexible, and let's talk about how it went. Real quickly here, I ended up using Superior Rune of the Water, because I was having trouble hitting 100% boon duration without Ascended Food. With Ascended Food, you might be able to use Rune of the Monk. I was using Harrier Gear, but you could use Givers or Minstrels if having 2 Weavers worth of health wasn't enough for you, you wanted to have 3. Concentration Transference on the weapons. I was using Dagger, Warhorn, and Staff. Tried Torch, ended up going back to Warhorn. I'll go over that in a second. And Relic of the Midnight King. So, how do we play this? So, the build that I'm running right now, we run up to the thing, maybe use Staff 2 and 3, and then immediately summon Shroud, and then summon all our spirits, leave Shroud, which will detonate them all in boons, and weapon swap to the Warhorn, do the Warhorn skill starting with 5, just keep swiftness up, basically ignite your weapon every time it's off of cooldown, and that's it. Then we just go through our essentially 3 weapons every time they light up, and we use those buttons. One note on Ritual is this giant marker that was above the enemy, it was on, like, I remember when we did Dagda, this icon was massive. It was like a freaking moon above our head. It was kind of in the way. Notice there's a lot of stability there too. This build, while playing like this, like 2/3 of the time, will have 5 stacks of stability on your party when you're not trying to. So that is pretty crazy. There's a lot going on here. So I'm going to stop beating on the dummy here for a second, and I'm going to run over here, and then we'll try to break this down a little bit. So first off, how does this work? How does this class work? Your F1 goes into Shroud. It is a normal Shroud. If you take damage while in this, it hits the Shroud bar, not your hit point bar. Your 2 will summon an attacking spirit. So if I do this and I hit 2, it will summon the attacking spirit. It does some damage. That's more for power writ than support writ. However, every time you summon a spirit, some positive effects happen, so you are going to summon that. The 3 is at your target marker, and it is a CC spirit. Okay. Your 4 is around you. It's a massive heal, condition cleanse, and boon spirit. It also, if you are running transfusion, will trigger Chillblains, which is a AoE heal as well. So it's just a massive, massive heal and conti cleanse in an area. If you are not running a lingering spirit straight line, when you leave Shroud, it will detonate all of them if you didn't detonate them already. When the first one detonates, it gives you Might and Fury. When the second one detonates, it does another CC in the area. When the final one detonates, it does 5 stacks of stability, 1 stack of Aegis, and resistance on the whole group around you. Note that the numbers on the tooltips for the ruptures do not seem to be using your concentration. So that's actually 10 seconds of stability, not 5. So if I go in here and do this, and then I shatter it, you notice there's 8, 7, 6. Like that was close to 10 seconds of stability, not 5 seconds of stability. It's not showing the concentration on the tooltip.
I was watching my
yeah. If you are running lingering...
Yeah, for anyone just tuning in, we're double-checking a video that Noxxi finished editing last night just to make sure it's ready to be thrown onto YouTube. So I just got to watch it at like double speed and make sure that it doesn't have any problems.
Spirits right here. It will not detonate them the moment you leave the Shroud, which allows you to detonate them later if you want to. I feel that if you're playing support of this, in the first column, you're going to be running Spirit's Gift, which is every time you summon a spirit, you do a heal and a conti cleanse on the party. The second column has 3 choices, which all look pretty nice, but one of them gives quickness. So if you're in charge of the group's quickness, you're taking this one, that's at the end. It will make it so that when you summon spirits, the first spirit gives might or more might, the second spirit gives more fury, and the third spirit gives resolution. This trait here adds conti cleansing to all of your weapon spells.
Yeah, welcome to content creation.
If I do that, the number goes down. So this is buffing this. So this trait itself is considered a weapon spell. And this one here increases the healing and damage of your spirits by 50%. So a pure DPS ritualist would probably take that one. So we're taking this because of quickness and other boons are great. The final column, you have 3 options, and legitimately all 3 seem good in different ways. The first one greatly increases the effect of all of these abilities on allies. The second one makes the spirits stay out when you leave Shroud, which means they don't shatter immediately, which means you could postpone and shatter them a little later if you wanted to. The way I was playing, I was pretty much shattering off cooldown. I'll talk about that more soon. The last one is soul twisting. When you go into Shroud, the first spirit you summon has no cooldown 1 time. So if I go into Shroud and then I do my 4, I can then do my 4 again, which triggers the shatter and summons it a second time. Now, the spirits do something when they shatter, and they also do something when they are summoned. So the question is, if you double summon something, what are the benefits of that? Well, summoning the first spirit is damage, but
you're chipping it.
The second one is
in the
CC.
recording.
So if you double summon this one, you're going to do big CC twice.
Wow.
So you can do that. If you double summon the 4th one, you do the massive, massive heal twice, the massive condition cleanse around you twice, and also the Chillblains proc twice. So double tapping that last summon is really, really big. Additionally, something that we found out that was kind of cool is a way to keep permanent stability on the party. Now, this involves spacing out your heals a bit, so this is a niche thing that I would say this falls into the category of it would be good to know how to do this if you need it, and have it like be a tool in your toolbox, but don't do this all the time would be my recommendation. If you go into Shroud and you use the 4, okay, and then you immediately shatter it and just stay in Shroud, you can use 2, you can use the 3, but we're waiting until that's almost up, use the 4 again, and then shatter it again, and then leave the Shroud, and look, stability is at 5 seconds or so, and then do once. Oh no!
2,000 years later.
Okay, the beta just crashed the server, so let's try this again. So we found one tip, which I do not recommend playing like
okay, that's not how I would have done it. I thought Noxxi would just cut out that whole attempt before the server crash, and then she would just have the next attempt start there and just not have that. But no, she had to do a SpongeBob meme.
But it is something you can do if you want to. And it's a way to keep up stability 100% of the time by spacing out the heals a little bit. If you are running the Soul Twisting trait, and you go into Shroud, and you use the 4 will become available again. Shatter it immediately. Wait until the Shatter, or you need to heal. Just use this at some point before the Shatter comes back up, and use the 4 again, and then leave Shroud will shatter again, and there's a bunch of stability. And then when the stability is close to wearing off, you can use that 5 just to top it off, and then you can go back in here and make sure preservation is the first thing you do, and you can then summon it, shatter it, and summon it again. And that's it. So summon, shatter, summon. Leave Shroud after the Shatter's off cooldown, so it shatters it a second time. Staff 5 to fill in the gap, repeating. You can have stability on your party 100% of the time. You can still keep up all the boons, but it does space out the healing a little bit, and it means spending more time standing around in Shroud in order to make that happen. Now, I don't really recommend doing that again, but it's an option, and it's kind of cool just to know that you can do it. However, just playing it normally, the way that I was showing earlier, you are going to keep up all of the essential boons. You're going to keep up vigor and regen and prot and swiftness and...
See how big the icon is? That icon is like always above your target. And that took up a bit of space when we were fighting Dagda. Like, it's like an extra moon above her head.
25 might and fury and all of that stuff. We are using the Warhorn 5 to keep up the swiftness, which means that we are using Relic of the Midnight King to help with the might up time. But as a result of that, it is completely okay. We can run over here and, like I said, do some moves, and we can summon this stuff and then shatter it, and then go over here to this, and you can see we are almost capped on everything, and we will be after a few more seconds. So that is basically it. And additionally, as I mentioned earlier, we've got very high uptime on random applications of Aegis and stability going on. If the party gets in trouble and what you are doing so far is not enough, you've got a lot of fix a problem buttons. Now, again, any of these 3 Grandmaster traits are good in different ways. My personal favorite was Wielder's Boon during the beta. Wielder's Boon increases the duration of all of these things on your allies. So Resilient Weapon is 1600 healing per second on each person, and also damage reduction, which increases the lower their health goes. So this is really good for stabilizing people. They get damage.
Is there an echo in Muck's talking? I'm watching a video on double speed to see if it is ready to go up on YouTube. And you see, I kind of sound like a chipmunk right now. I don't know about an echo.
And it is close to a 7,500 heal on the party. The next one is Nightmare Weapon. The whole party's next 5 hits.
What are the new specs weapons? The new specs don't come with new weapons.
to give them a fat heal, totaling over 7,500. This one I just off cooldown because it also did damage. Weapon of Remedy, this is very much a flex slot. This is cure 5 conditions off the whole party and heal them for each combi cleanse. Or you can swap this out for other things. When I did Daga in the Daily Strengths today, on that fight I brought Corrosive Poison Cloud just to delete her projectiles. So you can swap this out for other things. You are still going to have cleansing on your party every time you summon a new spirit using Spirit's Gift, and Staff 4 is also cleansing. But Weapon of Remedy is another big cleanse for the party. So because of that, you have less regular cleansing than a Scourge who is hitting all their buttons just constantly because they've got a cleanse that's like every 4 seconds or something like that. But you do have some really big cleanse the party skills and some sporadic cleansing that just happens without effort. The Weapon of Warding, huge skill with Wielder's Boon. Without Wielder's Boon, Weapon of Warding will block 1 hit coming to your party, just like Aegis. With Wielder's Boon, it blocks 3, which means, for example, let's say you use this on Bone Skater. He's about to do a huge hit on the group, they didn't move out of it, they're not dodge rolling, whatever, and you use Aegis, there's a pulsing damage aura in the room. That pulsing aura might break the Aegis, and then the huge hit kills the party. With this, it's like it's idiot proof. You can use this and be a second off, and it's fine, because it blocks 3 hits on the party.
That was
so
such a
really
good
nice.
skill.
And then also more regen, more prot if you need it, but the main thing is it blocks 3 hits on the party. Really freaking nice.
That was such a very good skill. Because like that is such a big thing. Like when I'm trying different supports and I try to do a Aegis on the Bone Skinner slam, sometimes that ticking aura in the room will eat the Aegis right before the slam kills somebody. And it's like, there's no chance of that happening with this. It's so good.
This one was Well of Precognition on Chrono, because that one does Aegis. You know, it just keeps going. It does multiple applications back to back, but this is just 3 of them. Then the last one, which sometimes I had trouble figuring out when to exactly use this, but the last one is Zenre's Weapon, which without the trait I was talking about has 1 application for the party. With it, it has 2. And basically what it is if the party gets hit by a hit and it doesn't 1-hit kill them, it will do a max of 5% of their health. So if they take 99% of their health and damage, it will heal them for 94% of their health. So really nice. Also, it then smacks back the thing that hit them.
Wait,
it will
why
do
did she
a
use that footage there?
In the room. That pulsing aura might break the Aegis, and then the huge hit kills the party. More if you need it, but the main thing is it blocks 3 hits on the party. Really freaking nice. It felt that the only other skill in the game I can think of that felt as idiot proof as this one was Well of Precognition on Chrono.
Hang on, backing up a little bit.
Aegis. You know, it just keeps going. It does multiple applications back to back, but this is just 3 of them. Then the last one, which sometimes I had trouble figuring out when to exactly use this, but the last one is Zenre's Weapon, which without the trait I was talking about has 1 application for the party. With it, it has 2. And basically what it is if the party gets hit by a hit and it doesn't 1-hit kill them.
So right here, I guess I'm about to use it. And I use it there.
5% of their health. So if they take 99% of their health and damage, it will heal them.
I don't know. I think I probably didn't have any good footage of using Zenre's Weapon, so she probably was just working with what she had.
Really nice. Also, it then smacks back the thing that hit them. It will do a life siphon attack on the thing that hit them. So if the boss hits the whole group doesn't go down state, they snap back to 95% health, and then the boss gets hit 5 times by the skill because it hit them. So essentially, if you are in a situation
that wasn't
where
bad.
You're doing your boons,
That was
you're
footage from the
healing, it's not
Bears,
stable,
the Enrage.
hitting Resilient Weapon, or Nightmare Weapon, or Weapon of Warding, or Zenre's Weapon can help the group pop back off. So good. On top of that, the heal from Preservation is fat. It's a 7k base heal, 3 condition cleansing, and on top of that, we've also got the Chill Blains from Transfusion, which affects your 4th skill over here. So if I go over here and I do Adjust Environment, and I toggle the pulsing damage on, and let's try Extreme. Now, Extreme is a little noisy, so hopefully I don't embarrass myself right here. But also my food buff's wearing off. I'm just going to use a cheap one here. I'm just going to use the cakes. So if I like run in here, and I'm just going to use my heal skill just to make sure we get stable. So right over here and go Shroud. Now when I'm in Shroud, I'm basically invulnerable, right? And then break out that, there's a whole ton of boons, and go through here, and got all of this stuff going on, and go back into Shroud. And you see, it's a little sketch, but I am in Harrier's gear, which is the glass stuff. If I was in Minstrel's gear or Givers, this would be easy. But we're doing okay right now. We're doing okay, and we're making it happen. Now again, this damage field is extreme. This is not an example of the normal fights in the game. This is just a ridiculous thing for testing healing builds. 99% of the content in this game does not hit as hard as that circle, and we were able to stay alive through it. Okay, so if you were with the party, I was able to do all the daily strikes, which included Bone Skinner and stuff like that. We had a couple deaths where there were people that just didn't get out of circles in time, and then we couldn't save them. Different things about this. One, you could take Overflowing Thirst to get more healing when you have the dagger in your hand instead of Ritual of Life. Ritual of Life just makes it easier to revive people that go down. I like having the revive, but either one's fine. Down here, any of these 3 work. I feel like these are essential, and you're not changing these. These are all flex slots, and none of these are required. So any of these
is there any expectation for when the beta returns? At the moment, no. I haven't heard anything on that. Could check. Let's see. Twitter, Guild Wars 2. Let me see if they've announced anything since last night when I was last on. Let's see. No, this is the forum post where they said that they had to put a pause on it. I don't see any updates to it. So no, nothing yet.
Use Corrosive Poison Cloud. If you needed Signal on Death because Billy keeps dying in the corner, you could bring that. If you need a stun break for some reason, sure. Yeah, whatever. You can take stuff that's in here. Additionally, all right, let's go. I made like a little checklist here. Boons. You can easily keep up all the essential boons on this class that people expect of a healer, and quickness. You also talk about stability and Aegis. Every time you shatter the spirit from the 4 key, your group will get Aegis, 5 stab, and resistance. And you're doing that like every 17 seconds before Alacrity. So every like 14 seconds, you're doing that. So every 14 seconds, you're getting like 5 seconds, or sorry, every 14 seconds, you're getting 10 seconds of stab and all that other stuff. Additionally, you also have access to stability with Staff 5 if you've got the staff in hand from the Transfusion trait, which is 8 seconds of stab, 3 stacks, which is phenomenal. Additionally, Zenre's Weapon gives 1 stack of stab to the party, so you could use it just for that reason as well if you needed to. That's the life-saving button. Additionally, you could just not get hit by the thing in the first place by doing 3 Aegis that can't be removed or corrupted because they're not actually a boon. So you've got a whole lot of don't get knocked away by that thing buttons.
Additionally,
so, ample amounts of stability. Aegis sporadically without trying. Giga Aegis that's back-to-back 3 applications if you're running this, 1 application if you're running either of the other 2 Grandmaster traits. It's fantastic. And you've also got the like if you're about to die, don't. You know, you got that as well. So and then all of these heal the hell out of your party. So these are really good. Condition cleansing. I mentioned every time you summon a spirit.
How long is this video? Since we're watching it on double speed, we got just over 4 minutes.
From the party. Also, if you choose to take Weapon of Remedy for a fight, that cures conditions from the party every second for 5 seconds, and also heals them as the conditions are cured. So all of those
those pretty good. I would say it's got better combi cleansing than mini builds. It does not have the top combi cleansing in the game, but it felt more than enough for all the things we did today. Crowd control. Every time you summon this spirit from the 3 key, it does a lot of CC. Now, I tried, also shattering it does more CC. I tried saving that spirit for moments where we needed CC and only summoning the 2 and the 4 to keep the boons up. Couldn't keep the boons up. I had to summon, the quickness is provided by summoning spirits. So quickness, quickness, quickness. I had to summon all of them and not save any of them to keep the boons up when I was trying it. So you're sporadically doing CC every time you use Shroud 3, and then shatter it, that's more CC, which also triggers Relic of the Night King, which helps keep, might up. However, like, if you go into Shroud, you can hit any of these first. This one is just boons and minor damage, because you're not building for DPS. This one is CC, this one is big healing and cleansing. So when you go into Shroud, the one you press first depends on the situation. If you're entering a Shroud and your group is low health, hit the 4 first to do the fat heal. If you're entering Shroud and the boss needs to be CC, hit the 3 first to do the CC. Otherwise, hit any of them in any order, it's fine, whatever. So all of that is really good. So you got a big CC in Shroud, you got a big CC on your Staff 5, and your Warhorn 4 has a CC. So every single 1 through 5 in your kit, because you've effectively got 3 weapons you're swapping between, has a big CC button. Very nice. So CC, you're pretty good. You could, of course, swap this out for Flesh Golem to have another CC button if you need to. I never felt the need to, but you could. You could. Damage. I was doing between 3 and 4k DPS on most of the fights. 3700 being the dummy a minute ago. 3 to 4k DPS. Now, for a healer, that's middle ground. A Mechanist and an Untamed healer do way more damage. But then you've got others like Scrapper, which is it's like really low end. So there are other builds of healers that do way worse. So like in the rare situations where your damage is, it's very helpful. It's like you're fighting Whisper Jormag and he teleports you into the room, you have to kill your clone to get out. I was able to do that extremely quickly with this guy. It wasn't a problem. So that was nice. Miscellaneous utilities. I talked about this a little bit, but again, whenever you use the stuff unique to Ritualist, this is pumping heals on the party plus damage reduction on them. Great for stabilizing the group. This one gives the whole party your next 5 hits do additional damage and heal you. So this is DPS and a fat heal for the whole group. This one is cleansing for the whole party and also heals them based on how much it cleanses. This one is the better than Aegis, and when it wears off, it refreshes prot and regen on them. And this one is if you're about to get hit, as long as you didn't die, I will get you back up to 95% health and hit the guy that hit you and also your stability. So we got some really cool utilities in here. The last one I didn't have the Splinter weapon. It scales with power, so it's kind of as a support. But basically, it makes your whole party for their next 5 attacks with the trait I showed. They're shotguns. Your next 5 attacks basically hit splash damage around whatever you're hitting and do bonus damage. So Splinter weapon, very solid DPS choice. I'm not sure how well it fits into a heal support Ritualist, but it's absolutely a contender for being on the bar for the power Ritualist once they fix the numbers of it. Reviving, it doesn't have anything special for revives other than blood magic, just like a heal Scourge or if you're playing heal Harpy, which some people like, some people don't. But just if you're playing a support blood magic, it's got the same stuff as that. You've got last rites, so people don't bleed out, which is really nice. You've got the transfusion stuff. You can take Vampiric Embrace or Life from Death, are both popular, and Lesser Will of Blood or Overflow. Those are both popular. Lesser Will of Blood does help with reviving them. However, I like a resilient weapon on this build, so I would not take Will of Blood with it, but you could. You absolutely could. Comparisons to competitors.
I'm not really sure why she used footage here of me killing the clone in the room when I was talking about that face. While I was talking about blood magic. But I mean, maybe she just needed some filler there.
This is a quickness DPS. This is a quick heal, is what I'm talking about today, not a lack heal. Scourge is a lack heal. Scourge has one really big thing going for it that every other healer competes with, and that's the barrier. Barrier stacks up to 50% of your max health. So if you've got a Weaver with 10k health, barrier can make it 15k. If you've got a Necro with 20k health, with barrier they can be 30k. And that extra 50% of their max hit point bar is massive at preventing problems from ever happening in the first place. So it doesn't have barrier. Now this is, quick heal, but these other buttons are really strong. Like you're pumping heals, you're pumping boons, you're doing a bit of damage, and then things are starting to get hairy, just hit one of these, depending on the flavor of the problem. Is Bone Skinner about to crash down and you don't trust these idiots to dodge because a lot happened the last time? Yeah, this one, they don't have to dodge, Are they all low health, but they're ungebunking as hard as they can? Hit this one, they'll all heal themselves back up. If they're just kind of, anyway, you got a lot of problem solving skills down here, and it feels good having all of these skills, and you don't have to just burn them off cooldown to keep boons up. I loved having tools ready when I had a problem that needed to be solved. The vibe of it. Okay, vibing. Ritualist in Guild Wars 1 had the spirits out, and you had them out a lot of the time. With this build, in the way that, with my own personal experiments, the way that I found was the best way to play it was to shatter the spirits the moment I got them out. So I would be in combat with the thing, and I would do some summon, and summon, and summon, and then immediately leave and shatter them all. It was very effective. As someone who enjoyed the Ritualist Guild Wars 1, this thing, I like having them out. I like summoning friends. I need more friends. I need more friends. I like summoning the friends. I don't like summoning them and killing them immediately. If I could wish upon a wish, I wish that instead of these being shatters, they were a command. So like you command your spirit to do the thing, and the spirit doesn't die, and it stays on the field. Even though they do a minor amount of damage or a minor amount of healing, keep them around. Because that's the whole thing of the class. Like right now, the best support Ritualist, it's all summon them and then kill them immediately, and then just don't let them exist for more than a second. Which feels kind of weird. So that's my own personal thoughts on that. I wish that they stayed out and you commanded them to do a thing, instead of you summon them and then kill them immediately with a Thanos snap and then keep going. The second thing is radius. Let me go over here, and I need to leave combat, so I'm going to remove that golem, and we're going to adjust the environment and turn this off. I'm going to use a Bloodshot module here that I've used in a few other videos called Distance Rings. So most of the skills in this class are either 240 or 300 radius, meaning you need to be this close to allies for them to get those juicy boons. That's Herald. Okay? This is fine. I can work with this most of the time. However, there was a few moments during our gameplay today, and I was with a pug. Oh. Hi, Noxxi.
While I was recording this, Noxxi did her Patreon sound, which was the thing from Expedition 33. And it was in the middle of the recording. So during editing, she wrote "my bad" on screen.
And I believe it was specifically near the end of Whisper of Jormag. Whisper of Jormag had the mechanic where he fires the shotgun bullets all over the place, and everyone panicked and scattered, and it was a pug. I could not heal more than 1 or 2 people of the 8 that were in trouble because they were too spread out. And it made me wish the radius of the heals were larger. So if I could dream upon a dream, there'd be 2 things that I would change about support Ritualist, which is the radius of the effects, and I would love if the spirits stayed out, and your buttons, instead of shattering them, commanded them, and then they stayed out. Because it feels like a fun class. I enjoyed this. It doesn't feel like a Ritualist, because I'm just killing them as soon as they appear constantly. I think that's it, though. I think that's it. This was really fun. I would absolutely love to keep playing this when I am in group content. Currently, it feels pretty bad when I'm just running around on my own, like a power DPS version. It feels pretty bad, but that might have been me. Maybe I just didn't figure out how to make it all click, and I recognize that. By the time you see this video, maybe it will, someone will already have figured it out. But that is my thoughts on support Ritualist. Very nice, and power Ritualist, not very nice, but maybe I'm playing it wrong. And if you figured out anything that I didn't, feel free to put it in the comment section down below, and I will fight you there.
Okay. All right. If I were to nitpick, there would be a few minor things I would change there, but nothing I think is worth like doing another round of edits. So, I am totally okay with that. Let me go over to YouTube. Let me start uploading this. And we're going to give that a minute to upload, and then I need to make a thumbnail, and then going to go ahead and throw that up, because, you know, beta stuff is very hot right now, yes. So I'm going to go ahead and get this video up for today. Let's see. Let's see, there are a few things I need to try with Luminary. I have heard, let's see, the only people that gave me feedback on Luminary yesterday in my chat were ones that seemed to be kind of let down by Luminary. I did not get time to get to that one before the beta was turned off, but I heard things like, it feels like Core Guard with one extra mechanic, stuff like that. Muck, there's a Silksong trailer now with a release date. Oh yeah? Let me see, hang on. Alright, it's only 2 minutes, sure, we could take a look here. Let's see. Silksong, which was announced 6.5 years ago. Oh my god, she can swim and not die? I'm gonna die so many times in this game. I did clear Hollow Knight, but boy howdy, some of those fights took me a lot of attempts. Oh god, they've got another Twins boss fight. September 4th. What if on September 4th they just do an announcement for when it's actually coming out? Legendary moment. Wow, very cool. I'll absolutely play that. If not right when it comes out, then as soon as we get an opening in the schedule. Yeah, we played Hollow Knight and I think one of its DLCs, and we enjoyed it quite a bit on this channel. My quick question, can I buy the new expansion with gems? No. Expansions are the only thing related to Guild Wars 2 in-game that you cannot buy with gems. You can buy the Living World DLCs with gems, and then anything else from the gem store with gems. Expansions is how they, you know, pay the bills. So expansions are money. Unless you win a giveaway. I'll be giving away 5 copies on Saturday. Okay. So, next up, we're gonna open GIMP. AKA the poor man's Photoshop. Gotta make a thumbnail for this Ritualist video, chat. Let's see, did it finish uploading to the YouTubes? I do believe it did. Processing, okay. Let's see, thumbnail template. Any idea when the beta's coming back? No. I currently do not know. I mean, it could be today. It might be in a week, depending on how bad everything broke. Poor man's Photoshop is Affinity. Broke man's Photoshop is GIMP. Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry. Okay. Let's see. This is the last thumbnail I made. Alright, delete that. Let's see. Leave the watermark. Let's see. Merge down. Merge down. Get rid of that. It's freaking this guy. Okay. Alright. Guild Wars 2 Ritualist. I need that Ritualist art. Where's that Ritualist art that they made? Do they have... Hold on, let me see if I can find any of the assets for the Ritualist.
Yo Muck, how are the specs? For what I saw on Reddit, with the exception of an Malg and Gale shot, everything was very subpar.
Hang on. Here's my thoughts on everything I tried. I really liked Heal Ritualist. I tried 5 builds before everything crashed like yesterday. Where is... Don't know where they put these freaking things. Well, alright, that's not gonna work. Let's see. Alright, this is... I don't really like that this is the highest definition I can find, but we're gonna work with what we got here. Alright. Alright. Let's see what we got. Okay. Okay, let's try something here. Go to a new layer. And do that. Alright, that's not bad. We could do that, and then add some words over here on the left, I think. Okay, get rid of all that stuff. Still no beta yet? It hasn't returned yet. No, friend. Okay. I tried Ritualist. Elite Spec. Beta number 1. Okay, let's try this out. And then give it some shadow behind it so it's legible. Boop, 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 boop. And color in some of the words just to make it. Like that. Alright. Ain't I just gonna delete Evoker? I doubt it. Can you also add yourself wearing the Ritualist outfit doing a JoJo pose? What? That's a big ask. That's a big ask. Ain't I must be so embarrassed right now after shouting about the Vader song so long. Honestly, real talk, I'm sure it is a little embarrassing, right? Like, there are people who like making video games. They spent a lot of work making this beta, and you know, it's a beta, they knew there would be problems, but there's no way that they thought it was going to crash the servers, right? They thought it was better than that. And so yeah, they put this thing out there, everything went terrible, they stayed late yesterday doing multiple hotfixes trying to fix it, and they couldn't fix it, and then it was kind of like they had to turn around and kind of shuffle back off to the corner. You know, yeah, I bet it was embarrassing. Like, it's not something that they're gonna brag about. It happens. And I gotta have one of my guys on here somewhere so that it's recognizable as a me thing. I think that's pretty good. Alright, save that. Respect to those staying late at work. I left work 1 minute early yesterday as I'm bad to the bone. Dude, I remember one time when I was in tech support and, like, basically everything was on fire, metaphorically speaking. And we had guys that were at the data center working there for, like, our top tier guys were at our data center trying to fix it. And I was like, you know, one of the people fielding the hundreds and hundreds of incoming phone calls telling people we're working on it, we're so sorry. And the guys that were at the data center were there for like 5 days. Like, their wives were like bringing them fast food. They were just sleeping on the floor there. And when they finally finished fixing everything, they stopped by the office and they all had like 5 days of like facial hair. Dude, they looked homeless. And they came in and, basically visited briefly. They got like huge bonuses on their next paychecks, and then they went home and just like crashed for like a day and a half. That was the worst situation I ever saw in tech support on our end. Was we had like a catastrophic failure, and these guys were at the data center for almost a week trying to fix it. And they were basically just like living there for that time. The guys who actually knew what to do. Well, I mean, it still took them almost a week to fix it, so, well, it wasn't an easy fix. Hey, Muck, what recommended way for us to send feedback? The forums. Hold on, I'll give you a link. So on their forums, like, let's say you want to do Amalgam, you click Engineer, and there's a feedback thread for Amalgam right there. That's how they want it. I'll send you guys a link right there. Alright. And see, thumbnails. I try. Oh god, I try. Look at all those files. I took no choice. I bet the internet crew sleep till the floor a lot too. We know Evoker specifically was causing issues. I don't know if they said anything about the RIT. Not that I know of. Okay. All right, over to the YouTube side now. And what we're gonna do is just search one of my I tried videos, and we're just gonna copy this. Okay, and then I tried Ritualist in Guild Wars 2. The Elite Spec Beta in Guild Wars 2. Okay. Alright, so this doesn't need to be here. That was from the previous video we just copied. And go here to thumbnails. Let's see. Who broke it? I got home after watching Muck all day long and no more beta. Muck broke it with his Gale shot skills. It is true. The moment I logged out of Gale shot is when it ended. How many monitors do you have? I have 3. I have game, browser, and chat over here. And then up here I have the stream software, so I can see it if there is a problem, as well as redeems. It's like when people say, turn into a potato, I see it up there. Speaking of, I've been told to put on my wizard hat. Okay. And see, that is I tried and Guild Wars 2. Okay, and then down here, this is not a Harbinger video. Ritualist beta. Bum, 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 bum. Wait, what? Too many Zoomers working at ArenaNet now? Never used to happen in the past. What, the beta thing? Well, keep in mind, in the past, the software that they were using to make Guild Wars 2 was current-day modern software. Now, the software they use to run Guild Wars 2 is 10 years old software. So, they're having to go back and, remember how to do that stuff. Like, the systems they're on are getting newer, but the software is staying the same. Does this one have it? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I think that's everything. Alright, hello Guild Wars 2 gamers. Hello me. Alright, that's working. Okay, cool. I think we're good. Let's see. Noob question. I was looking for ways to farm unidentified gear for Ectos, and a lot of guides mention spamming the repeatable hero points in Auric Basin. Well, when I do, I get no rewards after the first one. Is there something that has been changed, patched, or am I missing something? I've never heard of a farm that repeatedly farms hero points. I don't know. I've never been advised to do that. Wheezy says that they're once-a-day rewards, so you do them once a day. Interesting. Okay, so at this point, going to put that one public. And then we're gonna keep an eye on it, chat, because the old butt bots are going to hit us pretty soon. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna move this over here. Alright. Okay, I've also got the amalgam video ready, but I can prep that one off stream. Don't need to do that now. I needed to get something up today. Keep the YouTube channel alive. Is the beta live? Not that I know of. Sorry, Caps. It's okay. You're excited. Let's see. Who was that a minute ago? Regisaur. Thank you for the tier 1 sub. Anubis HS as well. Appreciate you. The Murph. Amazing content. Keep up the amazing work. I swear the bots are everywhere. Let me see. Oh my god, they're already there! Oh my gosh. Here we go. This hit harder than I thought. Love, cat. Ban for life. Different one. Anyone else chillin', watching random stuff? Flower heart. Every day. I don't make it up. I don't make it up. That one, I don't even know if this is right. The video's been up for a minute. I don't know that this person got much out of it in the past minute, but the butt bots. The old butt bots. That's me. It's you. It's once per day for the hot hero points that require a fight. You can do hot POF and EOD for rewards. Good for loot and helping with learning combat since hot hero points spawn a champion. Oh. The feedback section for conduits and fire. People want more rework because, not gonna lie, actually conduit's not fun. Doesn't look like an elite spec. You know what? Maybe we can do some feedback here. Hang on a second. I will try to do some feedback here. Feedback thread Ritualist. Let me see. Hold on. We'll try to turn on dark mode here. Okay. Looking at the thing here, see if there's anything else that I agree with. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Nope. That's not what I meant to open. Where is my notepad? There it is. Okay. I have not made a post on their forums in years. Oh, I'm not even signed in. Hang on. Sign in with your account. Sign in. Okay, there we go. Mukluk. Alright. Reply to this topic. Let's see. Thoughts on Ritualist. DPS, Ritualist. Damage felt very low. Was not able to get any respectable numbers in testing. Eager to see if anyone is able to find a way to push higher DPS, but it seems to be very undertuned. Support Ritualist. I cannot type. Had a lot of fun on this one. Was fun, effective, could keep all the required boons up, had Aegis and or stability on demand, had Condi cleansing, did a little bit of damage,
It basically had everything you would want a different support, sorry. You would want a decent support to have. But then, changes I think would improve it. 1, increase boon radius of spirits. Most of the boon applications were between 240 and 300 units, which was fine at any time when people were stacked, but if they were spreading out for any mechanics, was impossible to hit more than one person. Perhaps 600 units, like Herald and Bladesworn have. I think Herald and Bladesworn have 600 units. Chat, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Number 2, while the support build was very fun, it didn't feel like I was playing a Ritualist at all. I was consistently summoning and immediately shattering my spirits the moment they spawned to keep boons up. To preserve class identity, I would recommend changing the shatters to commands so that it isn't just a copy of Mesmer. Leave the spirits on the field for 30 plus seconds, refreshed when resummoned. Baseline without traits. And when you use the F1, F2, F3 buttons, have the spirits simply cast the ability and not explode. I feel this would greatly improve how the class, the vibe, feels to play. All right. That, of course, is a personal opinion, chat. You know, people could totally disagree with that, and that would be fair. 3, the marker above the target that shows what your spirits is attacking is very large above boss targets. When fighting Dagda in the Cosmic Observatory, it was like having a moon at the top of the screen the entire battle that took up a decent chunk of space. Maybe take a look at this. Okay. I think that's it. Think that's it. A-net red. Yeah, that's kind of thing. Like when I asked them, like, hey, can I do another plushie? And they're like, sure. And I'm like, cool. Can I get another contract? And they're like, sure. Just 6 months later. Have you sent the contract? No, we're still working on it. Yeah, it's very much red. All right. I think that's everything I got for this one. Okay. That's it for that one. Let's see. Other profession. What do we got? Engineer. Mike, don't you think the spirits follow you should be base? No. The spirits in Guild Wars 1 were anchored to the ground, and you had to use a skill to reposition them. I think it is in the class identity to have them be anchored and have to press a button to move them. I'm okay with that.
I'm completely fine with that. How do I create a beta character? You can't at the moment. The beta was causing the server to crash, and so they turned the beta off to troubleshoot what's happening. Did they include the skill to teleport around your anchored spirits? My Guild Wars 1 knowledge is rusty. I know there were skills that you could use to teleport your spirits around with you, or they might leash if you move too far from them, but they did not just float around and follow behind you. There was like, you know, they had chains attaching them to the ground, except for when you would do something specific to move them. Feedback thread amalgam. The char. When the char does the shield, their face is on the other side of the shield. Dude, I remember in Dawn of War, there was this one guy who would go, "My faith is my shield," but it sounded like he was saying, "My face is my shield," and everybody would quote that. This guy is literally "My face is my shield." Let's see. Alright. Reply to this topic. Amalgam thoughts. Tried triple kit, flamethrower, grenade, bomb, Condi amalgam. Rolled face on keyboard. Had no idea what I was doing. Hit every button when it lit up. Got 60k DPS. Tried single kit, bomb, power amalgam. Rolled face on keyboard. Had no idea what I was doing. Hit every button when it lit up. Got 50k DPS. The class is perfect. No changes needed. There we go. They'll know what to do with that. There we go. That's my feedback for amalgam. All right. Let's see. What was the other one? We did recruit Ritualist. Oh, Gale shot. Gale shot. Do I have any feedback on Gale shot? I mean, it was a pretty simple range DPS. Didn't really feel like it. Let me see what other people said about Gale shot. I'm curious. Yep. That issue there. I had that. Yeah, the auto attack turning off constantly on the Gale shot bow was a thing. Supersonic arrow doesn't make a supersonic crack literally unplayable. But for real though, I implore you to educate your sound engineer. So quick notes regarding Cyclone Bow. Okay, auto attack should persist. Let's see, I'm still upset that a mobile longbow ranger has more range than a kneeling deadeye. Okay. Alright, what do we got for this one? Gale shot thoughts.
Let me see. All right, so there was a... let's see. As others have mentioned, every time you unequip the Gale bow and re-equip it loses the auto attack. Meaning you have to control plus right-click the one key, the one button, to set it to auto attack again. I'm sure this is unintended. Okay, so that's the first thing. The green UI with the arrows is far better than some other classes' UI. Example, Catalyst and Luminary with the tiny bars. However, on some backgrounds can be hard to make out. Perhaps give it a faint black outline around the arrow artwork so you can still see it clearly with greenish backgrounds. Okay. Gale shot thoughts about cause the beta to crash. No improvements in it. Yeah. Let's see. About close parentheses first paragraph. Right you are. Beta back up yet? Nope. Give the bow actual win sound so true. Oh, I know. I remember one. What was it? Hawkeye? Hawkeye was the name of the big one skill, right? Hawkeye making the sound of a shrieking bird was really, really irritating after a few minutes in combat. That was one. Let's see. I use AI to give my feedback. They're better than us. That's what Elon says. Let's see. The two villages must go try to teleport. Other stuff are summoned to you. No skill players have some fun too. Yeah, I mean, Gale shot was fine. Like, I don't really... Like, I wish it wasn't a class at all, but I don't think they want that feedback. So, if they're determined to keep Gale shot, and I'm trying to just focus on constructive criticism here, it felt pretty complete. Let's see. With a few minutes of beating on a dummy, I was able to do 37k. And I'm not usually that good, so I would guess it is slightly overtuned in terms of DPS at this time. Okay. What about that needing to build up 4 stacks before combat? So, okay, so that thing, what that was is like every time you do 5 special attacks, the next hit is Gale, the next hit is Hawkeye. And if they allow you to build up stacks outside of combat, players will pre-stack outside of combat. The only way for them to stop that is if they take away our ability to pre-stack, which many players will not like, right? Typo in the word equip in the first sentence. Thanks. I'm trying to think if I got anything else. Like in spell checking? No, I appreciate it. Alright, I think that's it. Overall, if the goal was to have a decent archer character, no, I mean, no, I'm not gonna do that. I wish they allowed existing longbow skins for Gale, though. Yeah. Would prefer a way to customize the air bow. Having a bunch of Gale shots with the same bow kind of feels like being grouped with a bunch of mechanists with the same green bot next to them. Alright, I think that's all I got for this one. Gale shot, for what they were going for, felt pretty complete. You know, like it felt like it was mostly hitting what they wanted. Okay. Alright, don't really have anything to add for the others because I didn't get to try the others. Additional coloring Jade Bot? Yeah. Agree on that. It's also kind of funny how simple it looks when switching from some of the flashier bow skins. Yeah. Check the newest links on the VIP page. What are you guys doing in the VIP lounge? Silk Song? Oh yeah, we watched the trailer just a few minutes ago, Charma. Yeah. Yeah, Silk Song, September 4th. Was in the stream yesterday, honest opinion. What do you think so far of the specs? For me, Amalgam too broken, Kondo disappointed. Sorry guys, my voice is really rough right now. DPS Ritualist, very low damage. Heal Quick Ritualist, my favorite so far. Very fun to play. I just didn't like constantly summoning and shattering the spirits. It felt like I didn't even have them at all. Condi Amalgam, 60k DPS, and I had no idea what I was doing. Power Amalgam, 50k DPS, I had no idea what I was doing. In short, Amalgam is completely overtuned right now, but it was fun. Gale Shot, 37k DPS after I practiced a basic rotation that some other people figured out. I would say it's probably slightly overtuned, because I'm not usually someone who can pull that much damage, but it isn't as busted as 60k. So I would say Gale Shot's probably in need of a little nerf. But the way the Gale Shot functioned felt pretty solid. I feel Gale Shot kind of felt like, if their goal was to have a functional archer, I think they're almost done with Gale Shot, honestly. That's from you getting sick from this mid-beta. Mid-beta. Now, obviously, I'm just getting sick in preparation of going to my first con next week. I'm gonna be the guy spreading the crud. I have the power here. I don't get sick at cons. I make people sick at cons. I'm in control. The muck crud, that's right. Patient zero muck. Nah, just my voice is sore because I was talking to you guys for 14 hours yesterday. The pre-con crud. Everyone in the con will turn into muck. They're all gonna be potatoes. The muck will be the great unclean one. Oh god. Hold on. So, for those that don't know, the great unclean one is this gigantic, just disease-spreading guy from the Warhammer universe. It's these things. Oh, yeah, that'll be me at PAX. We can call him Grand Pappy Muck now. Any hopes we'll have equality in fear one day? Because enemies could fear you off the cliff, but you can't? Oh, man. I am reminded of, any old WoW players remember Arathi Basin and, like, Shadow Priest at the lumber mill mind controlling you and throwing you off the cliff? I'm reminded of that. This is how it starts, the Muckpocalypse. I love the Reign of Yours 2 content on this Warhammer 40k channel. You're almost at 100k followers, Muck. Cartwheels on stream. I can't cartwheel. I can do a push-up. A push-up, not to brag. Muck, do you wear wigs? No. Not yet. The Fear Meadow is great. I used to play Warrior because I think it was Warbreaker would let you kick off multiple people. Same with Shaman and Thunderstorm or something. I don't remember Warbreaker. Yeah, Shaman, Thunderstorm, and I believe Moonkins had a knockback as well. They added a few knockbacks into the game over the time that I played it. A push-up for every Mystic coin you have.
API is not working. How many Mystic Coins do I have? $4,000 push-ups or so? I don't think so. In Guild Bank? That might be less. Shamlin knocked back on the flag in Eye of the Storm? Yup. Yeah, they didn't have stability in that game. I was all about the mind control off the chains and the mountain zergs. Can anyone else not hear, or is it on my end? I think it's on your end. Muck, will you wear wigs? I could be motivated, sure. What's your current favorite engineer elite spec? Scrapper or Mechanist? Definitely not Hollow. And Amalgam's pretty cool, but I like supporting more the DPSing, and Amalgam is pure DPS, so I would probably, for me, for my enjoyment, Scrapper and Mechanist, and then Amalgam, and then big drop, and then Hollow. Thoughts on the new short expansion system they have? It's good. It could be better. My thoughts on it is, I believe if you're just looking at the features, so example, expanded weapon proficiency, weapon master training, open world legendary armor, a new way to get sky scale, just features, Soto is possibly my favorite expansion. In terms of writing, and I think the main problem with the writing is they currently, I think subconsciously, they feel they have to wrap up each of these little expansions and like with a nice bow, you know? Whereas I think they need to like have one that has a cliffhanger. Like for example, Joko was a villain in Guild Wars 1. He was a villain in Path of Fire. He was a villain through most of Living World Season 4, multiple releases before we took care of him. And he was great. Most people love that arc. It was very well received. In Soto, they were like, Saris is the villain. Oh, cool, this guy's kind of neat. He's dead, good job. What? This is E-Park. Oh, okay, he's dead, good job, you got him. What? Okay, and it was like, it was dizzying, right? It like made my head spin how fast we were just deleting these bosses before we could even like get to know them or anything. So I think one of the main issues with the writing in Soto and Janthier is they are wrapping things up too quickly. Now that's my thoughts as a not experienced writer, but that's how I would try changing it if it were on me. Maybe on expansions on features and Restless Star content? Yeah. The commander has become too good at his job. Yeah, shut up. Blaze Joko. Bosses should last the entire expansion, at least like Krauk or Balth. Yeah. Well, yeah, because Krauk we were introduced to at the end of Path of Fire. And then, well, okay, I say introduced to. We've known who Kraukatorek was since the novels, which were before Guild Wars 2. Like, hell, for those that don't know, like, I've got a short on YouTube about this. This purple line, this was Krauk waking up. the Bram scar, that was him waking up. All right, so Krauk's been a thing in the game since the launch. But then, like, he was very relevant at the end of Path of Fire, and he was relevant in Living World Season 4, and then all the way up until the finale of Living World Season 4. I have HOT on my account, I just logged into it. Could you please explain how, if I could get into the beta character slot? What's up, Ring Song? The beta is currently paused. They had the beta going yesterday. It was causing some kind of major problems, and the servers were crashing, so they turned it off. They're troubleshooting it, and they said they're going to turn it back on and restart the timer once it's fixed. Everything's broken right now. The Brand Canyon. Yeah, agreed. They need a larger overarching story. Muck. Hi, Dazzle. They need a threat in the background across several expansions. The writing they have right now makes this a bit problematic. We have Asgarn and his wizard gang now to make things right, and they, like they were ever doing in the shadows ever since. Yeah. Muck Snowcrows made a greatsword power, spear power writ that hits 38k. They have video up on their site. Oh, sweet. That's cool. Yeah, I wasn't able to do that. I would say compared 38k from the best people in the game versus me on Amalgam doing 60k with no idea what I'm doing. So, there's still a disparity. There's still a bit of a disparity. Oh gosh, so many party potato redeems. Ah. Hope they fix the crashes soon. Oh yeah, for sure. Okay. Get something to hit on while we chat. Joko was killed within 3 episodes of his reintroduction, but because they introduced him in Path of Fire Core and 8 maps of background content, there was room to let a story breathe. They introduced him in Guild Wars 1 Nightfall, didn't they? So like they introduced him 10 years before that. And then they reintroduced him in Path of Fire. And then, you know, he became more and more of a focus as we went into Living World Season 4. Joko's not dead, he's recovering. Considering where he's currently located, that's horrifying. He can be conscious poo-poo. Iceberg Saga. Let's see, are these guys already done, or are they still going? $60 minutes remaining. Alright, yeah, it's still going. Alright, I can almost never make this turn. Oh, better than usual. I'll take it. He was the Scourge of Obby 2005. I kind of wish they did Dervish better. Just throwing it onto Red made it feel limited skill-wise. Imagine a follower of Joko following Aurene pooping and collecting poop. That's horrible. Yeah, for those who haven't finished that arc yet, Joko might be alive, but he's indisposed at the moment. We'll just say that. No! Need to put my back to the wall over here so he doesn't push me around again. Speaking of Joko, how can we not mention his BFF, the legendary Mad King? I saw Mutt get 3 and I thought I would try. Bad idea. Wait, what did you do? Oh no, you tried gambling? Spent 2,000 ectos on boxes, not a single rare. Oh wow. I got 9 rares, but 7 of them were worthless. I got like 1 gold monocles and stuff like that. Some people are apparently really into Joko. I've heard multiple people claim he's quite the snack. You remind me of that Valentine that I made a few years ago. And it was like Aurene licking her lips. And it said, "Is your name Joko? Because you looking like a snack." It had like a to and from. So Guild Wars 2, God, so much marketing they're missing out on. I could probably make a whole line of Valentine's Day cards. Oh, here's another one. How about one that shows Foul Lane, and it says, "Is your name Heirs to Galkin? Because I'm really into you." Dude, it's so, dude, I mean, freaking line them up. I'll knock them down. Easy. I'm writing this down. Rose wants to know your location. Perfect for Rose. He loves her. Mm-hmm. Are they still making books? I only know of the 3 novels. Vandal said, "Is your name Queen Jenna? Because I've got a thing for feet." That's not witty. That's just you showing off how much of a freak you are. There's no joke there. Oh, I'm tearing up. Did you give that to your wife? That Valentine's Day card? No, she wouldn't get that. Next expansion, Rev gets Joko Legend. Nah, probably not. Probably not. Is your name Zaitan because you're going down in a cutscene? How about, like, is your name Zaitan? Because I was expecting a phase 2, but you were out of breath and I was really disappointed. Rip Zaitan. Let's see. There we go. Okay, hold on. We got some comments here. What is this? Very informative, very nice, very much appreciated. You're welcome. Hi, Muck from Guild Wars 2 Gamers. Hello. I haven't tried Rit yet. Front I envisioned. F1 is the shatter for the oldest spirit that hasn't been used to gain life force. F2 through F4 are summon spirit repositioning while they do their thing, cost life force. F5 could be shroud state like Scourge does, but you and your spirit shadow step to location, cost life force. What? That way you gain access to your slot skills while your spirits are out. Sure. All my bots, I mean friends, are being banned. Nice vid, though. Hi, Twitch chat. Nostradamus, this will be the new bunker everyone in PvP complains about. Thank you, Muck. I couldn't participate yesterday. First viewer, bwahaha. I find a viewer that my browser has suggested a translation of bwahaha to English. Glad you got content. I quit playing because I was constantly disconnected. I quit playing the beta. My main also got disconnected. This does look really cool. Alright. Just to pick of Kanaka says hello, Commander, for a Valentine's Day card. Oh, man. How could we do a Valentine's for Kanak? Maybe one of Anise, like it shows Anise on the card, and it says, "Is your name Kanak? Because I'm never letting you go." Welcome home, you're the Primordius to my Jormag. Oh gosh. Is your name Kanak because this pickup line is going to bomb? Is your name Commander because my bets are on you?
Bavanisos. Is your name Bram because you're killer? Is your name Bram? Because you killed my pet owl. Just all angry. Mike, how do you get the words showing up whenever you move locations? I like that a lot. It's an overlay. It's called Regions of Tyria. There's a link to it in the chat if you want it. If you want it. Bavanisos. Boss train? Huh? Let me see what they're doing. Vandal, I'm not saying that out loud. Is your name Jormag because I can't get you out of my mind? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You know, I noticed this thing's at 50% and no one's here. Something tells me they failed a CC recently. Okay, hold on. I thought of a terrible one, chat. All right. Valentine's card. Picture of Bram. And it says, is your name Primordius? Because when I look at you, I want to get my harness. Terrible. I'm uncomfortable. You should be. Let me go. No one's saving old Mukluk. Wow. Well, that didn't go well. Blah. Think I need to swap to a heal build.
Commander, they're marching on the Titan. You should head that way.
Oh, okay. Here's another one that some of you will get. All right. Valentine's Day card. Picture of a spider. And it says, is your name Bram? Because I'm going to make you scream. Unsubbing? I wonder how he got married. It was a very low bar in my area.
Hey, look, it's the Tree of Birds. How are you today?
Hi, Bircher.
boosts empowered it. We'll need to hit it harder.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's not even 75%. Goodbye, cruel world. This meta's going great.
Commander, they're marching on the Titan. You should head that way.
What is CC? For this group, cotton candy. We are killing this boss one death of ours at a time. Oh, we ran out of time. I've actually never seen that on this boss. Let's see. Are you an elementalist? Because I like how you a boob. You a boob. That's stupid. All mine are way better than that.
It's flooding its body with spectral agony. We need to evacuate now.
Oh my god. So that's what happens if you fail to kill like Stallion in time, apparently. Never seen that. Poser, no. Poser, that's a bit too on the nose. The Luminary feedback thread has 10 pages of this spec sucks. There was one thing. I hesitate to even say this. There was one thing that they did when they had the interview with Teapot and Snebzor. And they asked them, like, when you were coming up with the ideas for each of the specs, how many ideas, like, didn't make it, you know? And they basically said, oh, we used the first idea we came up with for each class. And that kind of made me go, really? The first one? Like, you didn't have any to choose from? Like, and like, again, I'm not trying to be mean here, but it did make me kind of like startled when I heard that. I was like, really? That's it. That's the whole thought process. They're like, yeah, we nailed it on the first try. I was like, huh? We got the first thoughts of what came to the Great Hydrated One's mind. Well, the thing is, like, I don't know if... Okay. I don't know how they did. It's like the first thought. Like, when they came up with Troubadour, was the first thought, we want something that has to do with Sylvari lore? Or was the first thought, we want a bard? Or was the first thought just like, we want something that uses this mechanic, who could use this? I don't know. And then they built on top of that. So it might not be as bad as it sounds in my head, but I remember just like when I got to that part of the interview, I was like,
quickly close the rift.
Are you my Rev Legend because you've been in my head all day? You know what? I can make that work. So Eldritch, just have one of... Remember when Ritlock was a Revenant and he had like the blindfold so it was really recognizable? Have him just be like, are you a legend because you've been in my head all day? I'm writing it down.
Quickly close the rift.
See, first off for Thief, let's summon Skrit. We'll build from there. Let's summon Skrit. Yeah, that's the first thing. Glad I found a both self forums from a few years ago. I could not log into yours too all day. But kept getting network error because of the beta. Did IP config flush and it worked? Really? Oh my god. I'm glad you found a solution. Muck, give me please a beta key. No one... There's no keys for the beta. They just gotta turn it on again.
It worked. I was right. We did the right thing.
He's not a Revenant anymore? Well, okay. What I meant by when Ritlock was a Revenant, I meant was like when he was a brand new Revenant and he was in like the Revenant garb and it was really recognizable. That's what I meant. Like, yeah, he's still a Revenant, but he doesn't need like the blindfold anymore and stuff.
But I had to try.
Oh wait, I just thought of a sad one. All right, Valentine's Day card. It's got a picture of Zoja on it, and it says, "Is your name Snaff? Because I can't stop thinking about you." I'm writing that down. Oh man, I'm sending that to Zoja. Bliss you were here? Oh god. Alright, so that would have Goric on the card. It would have Goric on the card and it would say Bliss you were here. Gee, dude, so these have gone from funny to just morbid. Oh man. I'm on the forums and can't find spec feedback. I got you. Hang on a sec. So I'm gonna post the link in chat, and then click on any of these, and then there's a feedback at the top for that thing. Let me see. Random page of Luminary. Go. Please make it possible to hide the brazier. Virtues need to do something with Shroud. It's boring. Concept feels disjointed. We have a floating thing that doesn't do anything. I'm biased because I play Warrior, but I like the beef Luminary seems to have. I like the beef! It has sustain, it has the bruiser aspect. I regret Luminary is the one who got multiple different kinds of weapons in a kit like Gimmick before Warrior did, but at least someone has it. How do you rate Luminary? PvP, it's a 10. Trailer was 9 out of 10. Stream was 3 out of 10. Beta was 1 out of 10. 1 points for sound. Oh, man. Yeah, some people did not like it. I never got to try that one. Never got to try that one.
Someone get me a report on the
What would be one for Traherne?
Yes,
Okay. Alright, picture this. Valentine's Day card. Picture of Traherne. Looking all. And it said... And it says, are you the commander? Because I'd like a word. And make his lips all pouty. Damn it, I'm writing this down too. Oh man, dude, I at this point I can make a whole line of Valentine's Day cards next Valentine's. What's your promo code? Oh, I got you. It's pinned to the top of the chat, but I'm putting it in the chat right now. And thank you for using it. Okay, hold on. Icebird Saga. All right, a picture of the commander, and it says, "Are you Bram's bow?" Because I've been shot through the heart. Mark, please stop. No! You can't stop me. Wait, Vandal, what? Vandal says, is your name Marjorie because you're the only Del Iqua? That's not a... that's stupid funny because that doesn't make any sense. The only Del Iqua? Are you Rocks? Because I need someone to put me to sleep. We could have one Valentine's card that just doesn't make any sense. It's like, yo, is your name Rocks? Because Omicron. It's just, that's it. It just ends with that. I don't know how Mug got on this. Some of these are really good. I don't remember either. Are you Bram because you froze my rock solid? Double entendre. What did I walk into? Pickup lines. Oh, gosh. Need something with Tybalt's and apples, like apple of my eye or something. I'm not good at this. Oh, Subuck. Sup, Lucky? Wait, what? Crystal says, are you Bram? Because at first I was interested in you and then quickly became frustrated and now I can't bear to even bother with you. Thanks a lot. That reminds me of a pickup line I saw on the internet, and it says like, damn, girl, are you a smoke detector? Because you are really loud and annoying.
Things are really slowing us down. Yes, ma'am.
The handsome potato on screen is the peak content. Tibble would say something like, you're my favorite apple. The only thing these pickup lines are picking up are restraining orders, and I love it. You are the air beneath my wings. Okay, but who would write that? Who would, whose card would be flirting with Air Stagalkin? Photomac, what the hell? Are you the Shining Blade? Because I'd like to swear an oath. Is your name, Mad King Thorn? Because I want to do whatever you say. Happy Snibbly, no. Is your name Casimir because I need you? So stupid. Mead. I need you. I need a card for Flunt. Flunts would just be a picture of Flunt. It would say, like, is your... dot, dot, dot. They would just say, never mind. Love you to death, Choco. Are you a Quaggan? Because, ooh. That's stupid. I'm writing that one down. Is your name Timey? Let me sweep you off your feet. I'm uncomfortable with that one because Timey's underage. Canuck, is your name Arborstone? Because I had put wait, what? Canuck says, wait. Seth says, Canuck, is your name Arborstone? Because I'd put my club in your den of iniquity. Alright. At this point, isn't she an adult? Is she? I don't know. I still imagine she's like 10. I guess, I don't know, if she's dating Goric, maybe I can assume she's like 18. Now I'm remembering. Anka. Did you try Luminary? No, I didn't get to it before they shut it down. Is you okay, this guy's stupid. Is your name Belinda Delacroix because you're as sharp as a Mordrum vine? Oh my god. Raider says, "Were you a math textbook? Because damn, you got a lot of problems." Maybe just have Bram for the photo on that one. Oh, I got one. Okay, hold on. I saw one Windshark said, and then I twisted it in my head. Okay, a picture of a human female, and she's like, all right? And it says, "I guess you really were faster than a centaur." I'm writing it down. Writing it down. I don't get it. I'm not explaining it. They're getting worse. They're getting better. They're getting better. They're getting something. I need something to hit. It's a quaddle. Are you a mesmer because I want more of you? Oh my. That's forbidden. Let's see. There's a commander here. I think this one's lively. Not rating that one, Mia. At this point, I almost regret about Joko being a snack. Almost. Are you a warrior because you need to stop shouting? I can hear you just fine. Are you called beta because you only lasted a few minutes? How long does the gem store last for? Question. I want to grab some Living World stuff. The gem store stuff is on a rotation, and stuff is constantly getting added and removed from it. So, the Living Worlds are always there. But, yeah, like, the cosmetic stuff is coming and going constantly. Trahern, are you more Dramoth because I can't get you out of my head? Oh, shoot, that one's decent. That one's decent. Write it down. Are you an Ellie? Because oh, no. Alright, MK, that's hilarious. I don't want a clip of me saying that out loud. I'm not reading that. Is the beta still paused? Yeah, it is. What happened to the beta? The servers were crashing last night. They turned the beta off, and they're trying to fix it. Vandal, that one's stupid. Vandal said, are you a scrapper? Because it's hammer time. Aldo says, Mike, what are your thoughts on the lead spec you'll play in the new expansion pack? I don't know. I only got a chance to try out... I tried out 5 specs yesterday. I tried out 2 Ritualist builds. Where is it? Hang on a second. I tried out 2 Ritualist builds. I tried out 2 Amalgam builds and 1 Gale Shot build. And I would very much enjoy playing support Ritualist more, but the others were all kind of eh.
Hold this ground with us. You will have your land again.
We did not come all this way to watch the dead hold on to our breeding grounds.
We will fight for our young not yet born. Today, tribes that once warred with each other stand united.
Then man the turrets and hold the line. Together we cut down the dead.
I'm shocked you didn't like the Bobo Bow. I mean, it worked, and it felt like playing longbow, which we've had for 10 years. Alright, let's see. We got some more comments here. I had a blast playing support Rit. I'm sad I could not play. I want to be Script Lord. I'm not home this week. I totally missed the beta. Thanks, Hug, for keeping me in the loop. The Shroud of the Elite spec looks really uninteresting and bad. You just pop in for 3 seconds, summon the spirits, and then they immediately explode when you leave Shroud. What a waste of a mechanic's potential. Agreed. I don't like heal Rit because you're not playing Rit. You don't know the spirits out doing things. You summon them only to unsummon them immediately, and then you move on. A Rit is someone who spirits out all the time. Otherwise, you're not a Rit. Yeah, agreed. That's what I put in the feedback. What's the general opinion on Evoker? I think the general opinion is it broke the servers. They turned Evoker off in like 15 minutes. You seem to have the attitude, I'm not mad about Bobo Bo, I'm just disappointed. Yeah, I mean, I'm not bothered if people want to play an archer character. I think it's a letdown that they devoted an entire elite spec to it instead of just buffing one of the 2 bows we already had. They didn't have to burn an entire elite spec just to add another bow instead of fixing one of the existing ones. So, we have a 3rd bow, and we didn't get a new elite way to play the game.
Ready yourselves. Tequatl is here.
Opinion of Evoker, crash. Do you think it'll be released on time if this is happening in the beta? No clue. I am not a programmer. I do not feel like I can answer that question. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is the shot looking good? I mean, it's fine. It's a functional archer. Any known ETA the beta? Not yet. Haven't heard anything new since yesterday. Not yet. New pet sloth? Sloth? That's a hawk. There was that. Speech, thank you for the prime. Appreciate you. Ritualist is Necromesmer, change my mind. No need to change your mind. That's exactly what they did. What do you think about Paragon? I didn't get to try Paragon before they shut the beta down. I did Necro, Ranger, and NG before it got shut down. So, other people in chat can share their thoughts of the other classes, but I don't know. Someone redeemed for you to put the wizard's gat on. Gat on? Get the wizard's gun out? First time seeing Tequatl in months. I mean, he's here every day. He's waiting on you. Oh my gosh. There was even that period where they tried to have no distortion on Virtuoso with Blade turn Requiem offering a block option. Like with Chrono, they have to give a distortion back eventually as a base option. Surely the spirits for Rit could be on the skill bar, not the profession mechanic. Well, I mean, there's different ways they can do it. Like, you know how with a minion, for a Necro minion, like the first button summons it and the second button makes it do a thing? They could have had the spirits be like F1, F2, F3, and like the first click summons it, and the second click teleports it to you and makes it do thing, right? They could have done it that way, and just maybe not have Shroud for the Ritualist at all, and then you could still have like everything else be how it is pretty much. Like, F1 summons the attacking spirit, pressing F1 again does big attack. F3 is the healing spirit, pressing F3 again does stability instead of shattering. Now I miss the ultra rare Tequatl spoon. It's not ultra rare. So many people get the spoon. What do you mean? Has anyone else noticed green spirits showing up at the world? I've seen screenshots of people still running into Rit spirits, but no, I haven't seen it. What are you currently working on in Guild Wars? Making videos on the beta stuff, but the beta's down right now, so we made some thumbnails earlier, and right now just kind of chatting, messing around. Were the spirit weapons for Rit fun? They were, actually. As a support Rit, they were really good. Like, one of them is like, with a trait, it was block the next 3 attacks for your party. So it was like, kind of idiot-proof when you used it. There was one, and then like after the 3rd blocked attack, it gives them prot and regen. Another one was give your party 10% damage reduction, and they heal 1500 health a second. If they're under half health, they get 20% damage reduction instead. So that one was also really solid. Zenrei's weapon, where the next hit they take, if it does more than 5% of their max health and they're not dead, it will heal them for the difference. So if they go from 100% health down to 1% health, they'll snap back up to 95. So Zenrei's weapon is really good for huge hits. What else was there? Oh, there was one that, like, the whole group cleanses a condition every second for 5 seconds, and they heal for each condition cleansed. And then there was... What was it? There was one that was like a shotgun. Like, the whole group, their next 5 attacks are area of effect. And there was one that was the whole group, their next 5 attacks do a bonus 1500 damage and heal them for the damage. So it's like 7,500 damage and healing for a person, for each person. Splinter weapon? Yeah, Splinter. So yeah, I mean, honestly, the weapon spells felt really good. Like, they all had a use. Beta's still not up? Correct. What would they need to do to fix Rit DPS? Maybe just buff the spirit damage? Like, if they want to affect Rit and not affect other classes that use the same trait lines that Rit is also using, they would just buff the damage of the Ritualist stuff, which would be like the spirits. Is the stability removal from Mesmer F4 justified? Basically nerfing every single spec and just laughing into Mirage's and core enemies' faces? I don't feel like I know enough about what's going on with Mesmer to answer that question. I'm not sure. Boom! Bye, Felicia. A minion rework would be bliss. Yeah.
The land is ours.
Muck out the spoon.
Comes with a cost. So many dead.
We shall see their sons.
It's not rare.
will be born here.
Yes, a fine home for all Hylic. Spread the word. All tribes are welcome.
Okay. Alright. 1 sec. Alright, someone wanted that. Alright, what else we got? Anyone's doing Amnotos. Where does Squaddle put that spoon? Does he have wing pockets? Maybe just like his scales are spoon shaped, so he's just like dropping scales or something. I noticed a weird bug yesterday, CPVP, if I use the ultimate pet, the weird dude then goes into Rich Shroud, it desummons the ultimate pet. What? What? Love your stream and YouTube guides. Thanks for all that. Also, gotta go now since I got the drops. Can't join stream on Saturday. Happy birthday. Thank you, Skiva. Have a good day. Mug, are other potatoes available like DJ Potato or Potato King? Yeah. So the program that I use to do the filters is really old and past the point of being supported. So it's held together with duct tape and prayers. So there are some other filters in here, but I really need to find a different filter program to replace this one. Here's one. This is Tiger King Potato. Here's Presidential Potato. We're going to have the humans build a wall, and we're going to make the Char pay for it. And then we've got Christmas Potato. And Party Potato. And this one. Mushroom hat. Weird, weighty potato. Evil potato. I think this one made my lips bigger. This one was made by the lowest bidder. This one looks like it's on South Park. Count Spadula. Father potato. Australian potato. Actually, wait. Hold on. It needs something more. Give me a second. I got an idea. Do this and this. Okay. Now we're an Australian potato. There we go. I knew it. We all knew it. We all knew it. Potato of war. Super potato. I think that's it for the good ones. There's a lot of really crappy ones, but this one's in there. The beard was not it, yeah. Super potato makes you uncomfortable. Let's see, T3 refs. Nope, no. Crotato. Check this one. Super potato has enough physics to be a VTuber. Do you have a Hulk potato? I did not see a Hulk one, no. Let me see. Hang on. Search for Hulk. Alright, we do have some here. Alright, this is probably not what you meant. Hang on, the green screen's breaking it. First Hulk match. Let's see. Oh my god, dude, the lowest bidder. Oh, there we go. It's just a paper mask just glued to my face. Is that a Funko Pop? Yo, my mouth is huge. It took me a second to recognize this one. It's someone actually took time to make this. Well then. I guess that's Gale shot. What else we got? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Wait, what's happening? Okay, this one almost like broke the program, I thought. I don't know what his hand is doing. He's like beating on the glass. He's trying to get out. This one's just an image. Okay. Alright. This GTA Hulk? Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Let's fix it back to normal. The duct tape came loose. Any news about the beta? Is still broken. Is still broken. Let's see. Weapon of Warding giving Aegis, which is not the Aegis boon, so that it can't be removed or corrupted, is massive. I can see that being nerfed in PvP World v World. This build of Rit seems way better than the current Paragon, aka the hard support advertised by ANET. Rit, the class that can't even use the gear named after it. Great job. Mock, best way to use Rit is summon spirits and kill them immediately. Me, a turret engineer. First time. Yeah. Let's see.
Dragon cannot take the growl. They're a pain. But they are our pain.
Evoker didn't make it past like 15 minutes. Yeah. One of the major traits for Evoker, they disabled. Because it was breaking everything like 15 minutes into the beta. Next time someone asks about the beta, say no betas here, only alphas. So buggier versions. The Evoker's too powerful, it shuts down the whole server.
Stand back, old Shaman must finish his ritual.
What?
Then focus on the shaman's ritual. What? How did you get to me so fast? Fine. I can finish this quickly with a little effort.
Oh, it begins! Ugh. 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 What? Ugh. Ah. Ugh. What makes this funnier is imagining the guy in the voice actor's booth recording this. He's just up against the mic. And they're like, can you grunt deeper? I'll try. Listening to this as I work is interesting. We can make it better. Oh, now he's shy. I turned the volume up, now he's shy. That reminds me of the tennis match where they put grunts on the players. I saw that. There was a guy and a girl playing, and every time she would hit the ball, she'd be like, and she was getting really self-conscious about it. And then the guy started doing it like on purpose. He'd be like, and there was just like the whole place was just giggling. GG. Nice. Nice. He'll be grunting his way back here again in a few hours. Hey, Mike Chat. Hi, Effley. I found a meme related to my prior remark involving Evoker. You know what I haven't looked at since the beta started? Is the Guild Wars 2 subreddit. I don't look at it that often. Oh wait, someone on the sub. Oh yeah. All right, someone tagged me in an old post. This is the one that I told you guys about. That's the one I made a couple years ago. Is your name Joko? Because you looking like a snake. All right, where's the Guild Wars 2 section? Okay, what do we got here? Me playing Elementalist today. Copium. Servers haunted. Ritualist ghosts everywhere. Beta's going well, it seems. Me and the girls and the girls' girls and the other girls' girls and some other girls and just a bunch of mesmer stuff. Rustic seaside homestead. Are you ready for the calming tongue? Why pet summoning class, no summon pet? Why is it broken? Experience gaming like, oh, that's an ad. I made Guild Wars 2 logo on W Plays. Nice. I'm a slave to Fashion Wars. If anyone missed Power Amalgam, here are CM Fractals 99 and 96 using it.
Run a centaur.
We can begin.
Does he have a damage meter anywhere? Oh, he does. It's up there. He's waiting for his chance to start attacking.
All right, team, listen up. I have a plan to get us further into the jungle. It's so simple.
76k. I saw 70. The 93k, 88k, 51k. 2020. Does he have quickness? Yeah, he has quickness. Okay, just feels slow. Skip ahead a little bit. What is that? Some LA. I can't. I think it's a weaver. There's a weaver that's almost keeping up with him. Let's see. Give beta characters Leggy gear. Dallas Cowboys. Hot. Temporarily suspended. My connection. Me and the girls barely caring about our core profession mechanic. Lol, what pet? What's this? Yours 2 being one of the most downloaded is cool to see. Yeah! My gems since the voucher sale. Okay. Too much pistol thief, my dude's broken. Alright. Let's see. See if anyone's doing this. How many minutes till beta? The beta was yesterday, and then they shut it down last night because it was breaking everything, and they're trying to fix it. I don't know when it's gonna be back. I'm just teasing. I can't even tell anymore. It's like yesterday I answered that wig question 15 times before I realized people were joking. Because right before the wig question, I answered when do drops start 37 times. So I just assume you guys are always serious. What did you get my DM? I did. Thank you. I didn't do anything with it yet, because last night after the 14-hour stream, I freaking crashed. I woke up, got cleaned up a bit, and then I was here again. So I haven't done anything with it yet, but yes. You know what? Hang on. Let me see on that right now. Where's that fully? Here we go. Save image. Desktop, flashbang emote example. Okay. And we go to... Crap, what is their name? Alright, I'm gonna cheat here. I'm going to pull up one of my own emotes, and I'm going to click on it, and I'm gonna see who made this one. Wait, did they not get... My brain is so stupid. I literally will, like, I can remember... Okay, Eclipse. Mukluk Time is attributed to them. I can remember their Discord icon sometimes, but not their name. And, like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, where is that dumb freaking bird? Because the person who drew my last 3 emotes has a bird icon. And I can't for the life of me remember their name. I've done business with them and paid them money on 3 separate occasions. I couldn't remember their name. And I'm like, it's a bird. Where's the freaking bird? Where's that stupid bird? I found it, though. I found the bird. If your commissions are open, I'm looking to get an animated emote of my guy getting flashbanged. Example of what I'm looking for. And add file, desktop flashbang. Alright, I have submitted it, and we'll see if they are open to do work right now. Write their name down? I did somewhere. But then I have to remember where I wrote the name down. You're a mess. My brain is a mess. It works in mysterious ways. It happens a lot too. Like I'll be like, oh guys, what's the name of that game where I was a detective and I had a partner that was really sassy and we had to solve a mystery and there was a lot of drugs and I can literally describe like the entire game and then someone's like Disco Elysium and I'm like, yes, thank you, Disco Elysium. And it's like I can remember the whole freaking game, but I just can't remember the title sometimes. I don't know. Mukluk old. My brain works in weird ways. You have an aversion to labels? I guess. We watched a trailer just the other day. Apparently the people that made Disco Elysium, well, the company that made Disco Elysium is making another game. And we watched the whole trailer, and it was one of those trailers where after watching it, I could not tell you what it's about. It's an acid trip. Oh Lord, he coming. There we go. Thank you for the prime. I appreciate you. Like, I'm like that with IRL people sometimes can't tell you their entire life story, name, no clue. Dude, me too. Oh my god, my okay. My one of my cousins has been married for years. And the last like 4 Christmases when we're like heading there, I have to ask my wife, I'm like, what's my cousin's husband's name? And then we get there and I'm like, yo, Billy, hello! And like, I can't even remember, right? Todd, maybe? And I can't. I see him every Christmas. And like, every Christmas I have to ask my wife right before we round the corner, like, what's his name again? Sometimes I can associate it with a funny story. Let me tell you guys one. This one happened, all right? I have an uncle, and that uncle has a son, and the son's name is William. And William gets a little sister, and they name the little sister Erin Elizabeth, which I would never remember it. But William went to school and told his teacher, he's like, for show and tell, I want to tell you guys that I got a new little sister. And they're like, oh, that's so sweet. What's her name? And he goes, Fluffy. Hello, Mr. Williams' dad? Yes. Yes, William just told us that you named your new daughter Fluffy? Is that true? And they're like, what? No. No, hold up. We'll have a talk with him when he gets home. And William gets home, and they're like, did you tell your teacher your little sister is named Fluffy? And he goes, yeah. And they're like, why? And he goes, Dad, what kind of name is Erin Elizabeth? And because of that kid's sass, dude, they're like 20 now. That is how I remember her name. Like, she's like literally an adult now. Okay? And I'm like, I think back to that story. What kind of name is Erin Elizabeth? Erin, hi! Yeah, every Christmas. I replay that story in my head to remember this person's name. And like, William is like 25 and Erin's like 20 now, and I see them once a year at family gatherings, and that's how I remember her. Otherwise, no way. That stupid story. That's gangster. It's gangster. Does anyone else still call her Fluffy? Nope, only inside my head. It's just an old, dumb story at this point. It's been told so many times. It's like my head is just continuing to retell the same joke so I can remember her name. I don't think your name is good. I'm gonna name you something I like. Yeah. Wait, my girlfriend's mom is called Eileen, and sometimes I forget her name, but to remind myself, I think of a woman with one leg. So stupid. That's okay. Wow. Do what you gotta do. Maybe don't tell her you're doing that. Is the beta still off? Yeah. Yeah, it's still off. What I don't understand is why you're not calling her Fluffy. I feel like I don't know her well enough. Couch Potato Ninja. Thank you for the prime. Appreciate you. What happened with the beta? TLDR, it was breaking a lot of stuff yesterday, so they turned it off. And they're trying to fix it, and then they're going to start it again. That's what we know. If you did get a chance to try anything, they do have a thing on their forums where you can leave feedback. Let's see, is there anything new with this? Refresh. The DC was my favorite part of the show. Oh, yeah. For the memory issues, you're not the only one. I think for me, it's because I've read so many stories, all the proper nouns blur in my head. Yeah, that, like, last year, at the end of each year that I've been a streamer, we've done, like, a, kind of a tier list of each of the games, like, all the games we've done. Last year, I played 110 games. And when I was doing the tier list, there was, like, 20 of them. I was like, I don't remember this.
and I went back to my own playthrough of it, and I watched like a minute of it, and I'm like, oh, this one, yeah, okay. So I had to like refresh myself on like what 20 of the games were before doing the tier list, because I couldn't remember some of them just by name. Are you on NA? No, I'm on EU right now. My home server's NA, but when I do these streams earlier in the day, I typically hang out on EU with the EU players, because many of the NA players are at work right now. I imagine I'll have a lot less than 100 games for this year, because we played a lot of games that were a lot longer. Like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Expedition 33, we did another Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. Like, those are great games. They were long. So, it's like, I did fewer longer games rather than a bunch of shorter games. EU, can I join? I mean, we're just staring at a wall right now. You're welcome to join, though. Mike, will you play more PvP today? Undecided. I got another 80 minutes before I gotta go do life stuff. I cannot do another 14-hour stream today. I am dragging right now. Rogue Trader. Yeah, Rogue Trader was another big time sink. Hey, Bucket Chat. Hi, Connects. Already forgot about Rogue Trader. No, I didn't forget about it. It's just I wasn't trying to list all of them. Hey guys, beta is live, right? How is it? Beta is paused. It was causing problems with the servers. They're working on fixing it. The Warhammer game that stole hundreds of hours from you. Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down? Any updates on when it comes back? No. There is a forum post, and they've been tweeting and blue skying that they're working on it, but no updates on when it's coming back. I don't know if it'll be today or not. Hey, Mike, what is the best revive class right now? Probably Blood Magic Necro or Druid. Druid has Search and Rescue, it has Allies Aid, and it has Glyph of the Stars. There's also Spirit of Nature, but you can't have Spirit of Nature and Glyph of the Stars in the same build. So, but if you have Glyph of the Stars, Allies Aid, and Search and Rescue, that's 3 revive tools that each have like a 1 minute or less cooldown. Why do you look like a ghost breakdancing on the floor? My character, I've got Juggernaut equipped, which chromes your character, so there's like liquid metal over my body. Combined with just the colors and the area and the lighting, it just looks kind of ghostly, I guess. I'm trying to get my camera to where that Skyscale's wing isn't beating into the camera. Can you use the same account on 2 different servers? I can, it would be a pain for you to do that. The short version is the ArenaNet partners like myself are allowed to server swap as much as we want. But if you've got a standard player account, you would have to pay gems to swap servers. So if you were swapping servers a lot, that would be very expensive. Affiliate link for VOE. It's pinned at the top of the chat, but I'll put it in the chat right now, and I thank you for using it. I almost questioned why this Dust Bunny has moves. What's your primary server? NA. I live in the United States, so NA servers have the least lag for me, but I play on EU in the mornings just to visit them. Sometimes I get a very small amount of lag. It's usually fine, though. But if I was playing, like, fast-paced PvP, it's kind of rough. But PvE, it's usually fine. Hi, guys. Hi, Hardy. Klob Jarny giving me a heart attack. It needs, like, 1,200 ectos to craft. Can streamers play in the Chinese servers? I have no access to those, no. ANET partners? No. I don't have any access to the Chinese servers. I've only heard legends about them. I don't know what's going on over there. Can you show me your ping? 120 at the moment from NA connected to EU.
Have you played the beta yet?
Hey, Night Dice. Yeah, they paused the beta because it was crashing the servers, and they're working on fixing it. But yeah, I was able to try 5 different builds out. Hold on, that's the wrong thing. Give me a sec. Alright, this is the TLDR of what I tried if you want to look at it while we wait on this. Shy says, I was learning how to get into the beta. What's up, Shy? You just gotta wait. There was something that went wrong, and they're working on fixing it, so the beta's off right now. So you just gotta be patient for now. We're all waiting. Hey, Mug, big fan of content. Been watching for more than 5 years. Can we send you stuff in-game? What's up, Flex Reaper? Oh, that's very kind of you. Yeah. If you want to send me stuff
My
for
friend
doing
got
like
a new
giveaways
job
and things
as a
like that.
graveyard keeper and filmed it. Turns out, unboxing videos are way more popular in his line of work.
Oh my god. Yeah, my in-game name is in the Twitch chat right now, in the YouTube chat. So if you just want to copy-paste that in-game, you can mail me whatever, and we can use it for giveaways and stuff if you're okay with that. Beta has gone very wrong. Good thing to do the beta before rushing to release. It's on pause so they can fix it. Yep. Morning Muck, morning chat, morning beta still borked? Yes. Yes, it is. Final boss of Tangled Depths, the wall. That's right. That's fine. It gives me more time to talk to you guys. I tend to be horrible with names, but the way I remember names is with some sort of recognition. Like to remember the name Ed, I think of Full Metal Alchemist. But because I watch a lot of Japanese content, it doesn't help with some names. Yeah, if I had to remember Ed, I would think Ed, Ed, and Eddie. Hi, Mike's chat. Hi, Barndale. Can you check your mails? Happy birthday. Celestial Infusion Blue. Thank you, Flax. Appreciate you. And Jersey as well. Following the theme of the infusions, here's one for the grab bag. Happy birthday 29 again. Ember Infusion. Ember Infusion and Celestial Infusion Blue. Thank you both. Appreciate you. We will make somebody smile with these. Is it your birthday? No, Saturday. Saturday is my birthday, so we're doing a long stream on Saturday with lots of giveaways. We got a ton of gem codes, we got some legendaries, we got some infusions. One of them is a chalk infusion, which is worth like 8,000 gold. We've got 5 copies of Visions of Eternity we're giving out. So Saturday is going to be busy. My birthday is tomorrow. Well, happy almost birthday, Storm. Don't forget the Mistwalker Infusion. Yeah. Just logging on after many years offline. I'm a level 60 Char Warrior, which I'm sure is low. It's not that low. 80 has been the max level since you last played the game. So, you're getting there. What should I focus on to tank damage and increase movement? Honestly, your gear, while you're leveling, your gear is replaced many, many times. I would just focus on leveling. You know, just work on opening up the world map. You know, there's a waypoint, there's a point of interest, there's a vista, blah, blah, blah. Just keep opening up the map and knocking things out. And one thing you could do while leveling is focus on either doing power damage, which is just, you know, impact hit, or condition damage, which is dots. And make sure to match whatever thing you're getting with your weapon. So, like, if you're a warrior and you're using a weapon that has a lot of bleeds on it, you know, get armor that has condition damage on it. If you're a warrior and you're using a lot of weapons that just do damage on impact, like a greatsword, get armor that has power damage on it. You know, just make sure your armor matches your weapon. Muck, quick question. Does the beta require new expansions to be bought? No, you can be in the beta even if you're on free-to-play, as long as you have an account in good standing, like you haven't been getting reported for things and getting bans and stuff like that. But the beta is currently paused for everyone while they fix something. Mike, is there any third-party apps you're using or advise? I'm using a couple of third-party apps. This right here lets me see all the events currently going on in the game. This right here is just a damage meter for myself, so I can, test different builds. This right here is a mount wheel, so I can access all my mounts from one key instead of having to use, 9 different keys for my mounts. Most of what I use, if you want it, is right there. I'm putting a link in the chat. There's guides for all of that there if you want it. I just finished the story for the first time. Objects don't get debuffs, so I think playing Power instead of Condi is the way until 80 for non-My Story content. Gotcha. What's your opinion of Fighter, Brawler, Rune, plus Berserker or Marauder stats? I don't know what Fighter and Brawler Rune do off the top of my head. Hang on. Okay, there isn't a Fighter Rune. That doesn't exist. Brawler is power and toughness. I mean, it's fine while leveling. It's like, Berserker is max offensive power for a power build. That's power, precision, and ferocity. There are other builds that have a little less power or precision or ferocity, and in exchange have some vitality or toughness if you have trouble staying alive. Builds like Marauder or Soldier, things like that. So you could absolutely use those if you're, having trouble staying alive, and rather than going full glass cannon. Fighter is the PvP rune of Brawler. Oh, okay. Then I wouldn't see it on that list. So it's not a PvE thing. Can we start a campaign to make Gift of Exploration purchasable? Imagine the peace in the world if Gifts of Exploration could be traded for Gifts of Battle. Oh, man. The people that hate World Comp and the people that hate doing World v World would be at peace. They mentioned they're going to run the beta longer to make up for issues. Any news on whether the festival will last longer? I haven't heard any news on the festival getting extended, no. What about people who hate both? Those people can't be pleased. Their hearts have too much hate. There's nothing, we can't do anything about it. Happy early birthday. Thank you, Seven. Hmm. 229. All right, there we go. Is the beta still down? Yes. What order do you recommend doing the story after the main story? I would just do it in order. It makes more sense. Like, if you care about storytelling, it only makes sense if you do it in order. So I would just do it in order. But if you do not care about storytelling and you're just trying to unlock features, then it just depends on the feature you're trying to unlock. Put some words in the corner saying the beta is still down. It doesn't help. When I do giveaways and I have the instructions on the screen, people still ask me questions that are answered by this right here. When you've got 1,608 people on Twitch and 149 on YouTube right now, there's going to be some that ask questions that are answered by what's on the stream. It doesn't help. Like, for example, and like, look, I have no ill will about this. At the top of the chat windows right now is my referral link. And I have had, I think, 9 people this stream ask me what my referral link is. Now, they're doing me a favor by using it, so I very politely just go, oh, here you go, and I give it to them. But it's literally at the top of the window that they're typing the question on. I mean, I just accept the fact that I will be answering the same questions 100 times. Mark, what happened to the beta? It's off because you broke it. Have the beta still down, bounce around the screen like a DVD screensaver. And then anytime it hits the corner, everybody cheers. Guilty. No, I'm not giving you a hard time. I'm just explaining it how it is. Like, there's... With the stream, there's so much going on the stream that, you know, people just come in and ask stuff. Beta went back to alpha? Yeah. Yeah, but we're stupid. We're all different forms of stupid. Hello. Thank you.
Hello.
Chad, I've been brought a sandwich. I can now enjoy peanut butter and jelly while we stare at the latest wall. I do understand people that ask for your referral upon joining the stream. Twitch hides your messages with the drops or enable to hear message. That's fair. Okay. But yeah, there was one period of time where Noxxi got so tired of people asking me questions during giveaways that she made a bright neon sign that was at the top of the screen during giveaways, and people still ask the same questions. I got a better question, Muck. What game are you playing right now? Guild Wars 2? We're like kids in the car asking, are we there yet? Oh, no. Blue, you guys are way worse. I have a kid. He's been in the car with me. He does not ask as many of the same questions as you guys. No. You think parenthood prepares you for streaming? No, it's the other way around. Streaming prepares you for parenthood. I feel attacked. You should. Muck, you need a custom plugin. It looks like a permanent bouncy chest above the map, and whenever someone asks one of the current hot questions, it pops open an overlay with the answer. We had an overlay that was a GIF of the bouncing chest right here, and anytime someone did a sub, they could add or remove a bouncy chest, and there was one point in time where the whole screen was covered. Like, one person would remove one, and like 5 more people would add one, and just the whole screen was just covered in bouncy chests. You couldn't even see the stream anymore. Muck, do you like chicken with salt? Sure. Is the drops for Guild Wars 2 still going? Yeah, the drops are still going. The beta is currently paused. I've got the best title so far, Always Tired. There's that introvert title for petting the cat at the end of Janthir and then just leaving and not talking to any of the 50 NPCs. Muck, adding 10 stacks of vulnerability to an enemy or 80 power to yourself, which is more effective? If you're in open world and you're by yourself, the 10 vulnerability will be way more damage. But if you're in a group, anytime you're in a party, you can assume the target's always going to have 25 vuln because so many people apply it, and giving yourself the power would be more damage because the vuln would already be capped. Given the Janthir Wild opening dialogue segments, I feel that's a fair reaction. I actually enjoyed the opening bit of Janthir, but it's because I already knew the lore for all those people. People that were new to the game that experienced that, it was so confusing for them, and I understand their frustration. Because they're like, I don't know anything that's going on, and it won't let me skip it. What the hell? Streaming is like having 1,000 kids in the car with you. Yeah, fortunately I don't have to clean up after you guys. Hi, Mo. Hi, Selena. Long time on and off lurker and watcher. Thanks for enticing me back. Picking up the recent 2 expansions now. Where's the link? Just kidding. Cheers. Thank you, Untung. Has Mug played Fable on stream? I did. There is a playlist for me playing Fable on the Mukluk Plays YouTube channel, which I will put a link to in the chat right now if you want it. Shameless plug, I have 2 YouTube channels. You should sub to both of them. All of you. Right now.
Been a long time.
Hey, never ending. Thank you. 2. I've been coming back and forth to Guild Wars 2 and slowly doing the stories I go. Kind of like how easy it is to come back and pick up where I left off without feeling like I got left behind with new content. That's one thing that a lot of people praise Guild Wars 2 for, is it respects your time. Like, if you were, 50% progress through whatever project when you left, you're still there when you get back. Was that Mug playing Baldur's Gate 3 as a halfling and kicking open the door and that video went viral? Yep, that is the most viral clip of me that has ever gone viral. It was me as a halfling covered in tattoos, and I kicked open a giant door and I rolled a nat 20 and I just blew the door off its hinges with my tiny foot, and I was dying laughing at it. It was right after the launch of Baldur's Gate. That was me. Have you ever ranked all the expansions as far as your favorites? No, I have not. Muck murdered an innocent man in Fable, never forget. I don't remember that. I don't think that happened. Where's the beta event? A Vivicar, it was breaking stuff in a really bad way, so they put a pause on it, and they're working on fixing it, and we're waiting on it to start again. I don't know if it's going to be today or not. My YouTube channel keeps showing me the clip of that lady that wants to touch the butt. Yeah, I remember that. Friggin' Tainted Grail. The dialogue thing, that was wonderful. Most classes have some amount of support or a dedicated support spec, but each class also has self-heals, so support isn't as necessary as other MMOs. True. Muck, I was watching your gold farming guide, and then I got an instant bank access from a blackline chest thanks to the help. You're welcome. Smooth says, how do you confirm if someone used your referral link? Is it an honor system? So it's supposed to use a cookie. So if you are using it, as long as you click that link and then you purchase whatever, it should give credit to my channel for the support. As long as you're not like blocking, your ad blocker doesn't interfere with it. I do wish that they had something like use code Mukluk at checkout. Because I get this question a lot, but that's all we have. So I'm grateful for it. It still helps a lot, but that's it. That's all we got. Rit was the only class you're able to test so far? No. I was able to do 2 builds of Rit, 2 builds of Amalgam, and also Gale Shot before the beta stopped.
Oh, what? Oh, we're Fusion! We're Fusion! Oh my god, we're Fusion so hard!
You too can sign up for my Patreon and play really weird sounds in the middle of the stream. What do you think of Gale Shot? It's an archer. I mean, I've made no secret of the fact that I wish we had gotten literally anything else, because they could have simply buffed a longbow and we would have had the same results. But instead, we lost our chance to get a new way of playing the game, and we got a 3rd bow. I'm not real thrilled about that, but if I set that aside and we're just focusing on is the Gale Shot viable, it works fine. It's a very functional ranged DPS. I think it's going to be interchangeable with virtuosos in any groups. I was hoping playing it changed your mind. No, I mean, there's only so many ways you can shoot an arrow. It's an archer. That's it. though. I'm not wild about it, but that's why I am spending so much time. Like, of the classes I played yesterday, Gale Shot, Amalgam, I tried 2 builds of Amalgam, and the 2 builds of Ritualist. My favorite one was Support Ritualist. And my biggest thing that I would change with Rit, if I could, is stop shattering the... Like, it doesn't even... Like, it is fun. It doesn't feel like a Ritualist. Because, like, I summon the spirits, then just immediately kill them. Because I'm just, you know, it's like a Mesmer Shatter system. So I would get rid of the Shatter system on it. Leave the spirits out. Thief Forum is on fire. I think peeps didn't like it. I got no comment on Antiquary. I haven't had a chance to try it yet. I can only give you my haven't tried it yet opinions. King Leo says, I'm still new, don't know which class to start, any advice? Yeah, King Leo, I'm gonna link you a guide here that I made for new players. There's a section in that video for picking your class that gives you a little bit of information on all of them. You might enjoy that section. Thank you, sure. When the beta will be back, we do not yet know. They announced last night they had to stop it because it was causing problems, and I respect that, you know? You don't want to just leave it going with the server crashing every 5 minutes. We have not heard a word of when it might come back. It might be, I don't know if it's going to be today or if it's going to be a week. But they did say that when they turn it back on, they will extend the time we have to try the beta to make up for the time lost. The Antiquary Elite is my favorite elite skill this game has ever done. I laughed so hard. Oh, the one where you just get like a whole bunch of artifacts you just use real rapidly. Odd how Rit isn't Condi based. Yeah, it is. I mean, you would think it would at least have like a trait row that allowed it to go Condi, since the Ritualist stats in the game give Condi damage, but... It's kind of like Amalgam got that one big liquid sword skill that scales with Condi or power. They could have done that with the spirits. Beta's still not live yet? Nope. Is the beta disabled currently? Yep. Alright, chat. This is me driving the car while you children are in the back seat, asking me the same questions every 5 minutes. Alright? Just gonna leave this up. And say, yep, beta's still down. Yep, beta's still down. Yep, beta's still down. Is it back up? Nope, it's not back up. Are we there yet? We're not there yet. Are we in the beta? Nope, we're in the alpha. Is it open? No, it's closed. Muk, were you gonna ask to prom? She said no. Dad, I need to pee. You should have gone before we left Lion's Arch. It's the same energy as Grok. What does this mean? Oh my gosh. I have seen some people on Twitter say, Grok, what does this mean? And I'm like, okay, that's fair. I don't know what that means either. But then other times, it's just like, are you stupid? like there's an article there, and the article explains it quite well. Can we get McDonald's? No, we got McDonald's at home. Finally got my Sky Scout earlier today and was able to keep up with the Dragonfly Meta Train and Champ Chain afterwards. I was happy. Me Muck cheer for the snail, but instead the sign is beta up. Oh my god. Can we stop for a healthy and nutritious meal? No, we've got McDonald's.
But then...
Will you take us to Mount Splashmore? Mount Splashmore? What? Like, we need help with Death Branded Shatterer and LFG. Use your streamer powers to help us. Death Branded Shatterer. I was going to Death Branded Shatterer. Let me see what you got. Let's see. Is this it? Is this the right group? There's just what? It's just one person alone. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see what we got. Jane Through Wild, Living World Season 4, Jahai, Escort. I see the problem is it doesn't say Death Branded Shatterer. People that don't know that that's the pre-event don't know that you're talking about DBS. Alright. Alright. Europeans, I am using my streamer powers. You are all supposed to join the thing called Escort in the Jahai Bluff section of Living World Season 4 in the group finder, where we will then fight a big purple dragon. This is a healthcare event. Bring your tea. There you go. How's that? How's that, Bibi Tutu? I accept tips. You said your streamer powers and my stream froze. How dare you? Ooh. This guy like yesterday when I'm like, well, I'm done with Gale shot, and I clicked the log out and I ended the whole beta. But I'm an NA. Wait, what? Chat, we joined the wrong group. We're supporting the wrong people. Back it up. Mugget chat, would you guys say I should get the Griffin, or can I put that on the back burner? You can put it on the back burner. The Griffin is a useful mount to have, but it's absolutely not crucial to get it early. I would say Sky Scale is more useful. Is the beta still gone? Oh, god dang it. I just turned it. Hang on. No, they stopped the beta because... they stopped the beta because it was crashing everything. Ah! I thought we were done with it, chat. Where are we driving? We're chasing the beta. Oh, where's the steering wheel? One sec. Like I'm hungry? No! You have to eat your brother. I also saw that some compare Amalgam with Hollowsmith. Did you see any similarities? No, I found Amalgam to be fun. I hate getting stunned. Is it worth it to swap from Herald to Firebrand to always have a billion stab to share? I mean, it is useful. There is a lot of stab there. What is your main class, elite, and why? Ranger. Sometimes Druid, sometimes Untamed. Is the beta up yet? No. It is not. What's a good at power and Condi Celestial with Spear for PvE? That's a question. Chat, help. That is so niche. I'm deferring to chat. Whatever they say is the truth. Are all dragon fights the same? No, they're not. The ones in the story are way more epic. This is just an open world dragon. And Europe, funny enough, this is one of those fights where Europe and NA do it differently. That's a dangerous sentiment, Muck. Chat is never right about anything. Oh, you have little faith.
Condi mech with spear. GG. Alright, we have successfully made this event work, and it was on the wrong server. But that's the fault of the person who asked me. I aged out of playing Revenant. I can't keep up with Dance Dance Revolution Rotation Vindicator. DDR Rotation Vindicator. How do I get my drops? Charmon. I wonder if it's possible to make it to where if just one person says keywords, they get banned, but everyone else can use those words. I would add so many words to Charmon. Apparently Gale shot is second on benchmark, so I guess bow, but bigger bow is decent. Just ban Charmon, it's easier. Let's see. Let's check the video from this morning and see what's going on. Looks like what Core Heal Necro is supposed to be. No Rit stuff happening here. I miss Rit of Guild Wars 1 where you just walk around with an army of spirits placing your own personal tower, playing your own personal tower defense game. I know there are chat redeems that can ban and timeout users. Oh my gosh. Imagine if, imagine if that worked on mods. Like, I'm picturing when we were doing, like, the ad and Flute Girl is spamming, and then, like, someone in chat, like, times out Flute Girl, and then we're just going crazy. Ban Yeast Girl? Yeast Girl. Where is it? Where's the button?
I'm gonna shove all this yeast up somewhere. It's gonna go where the sun don't shine.
I would never not be timed out during giveaways. Oh man, imagine I'm like, oh, Charmon, you won. Speak up now to claim your prize. Charmon has been timed out. Well, Charmon's not responding. Guess we're calling a new winner. Muck, how to evolve your pet from juvenile as ranger? You don't. They're always that. What you can do though is click on the pet's portrait and click this little quill and you can rename it to whatever you want. So you can just change the name to adult bird or whatever. But yeah, juvenile whatever is what their default names are. Which secondary class would you recommend to Ellie in Guild Wars 1? I'm gonna defer to chat on that one. I never enjoyed playing Ellie in Guild Wars 1, so I don't know. Chat, Guild Wars 1 Ellie, what do you multi-class? Zarin says Mesmer. Zarin also says Ritualist. Char says Downstate. Ionyar with the tier 2 sub. Thank you, Ionyar. Appreciate you. Have you never ever enjoyed beat 'em ups, Muck? Not my primary game that I love. Ellie was monk. It was good if you liked healing. Just bring the baby into battle, it's fine. That entire sentiment makes me laugh every time I think about it. Ranger, oh, a baby, yoink, now fight for me. I mean, that's just Pokemon, isn't it? That's basically Pokemon. What else we got? Titanic Voyage is about to start again. See if Jungle Worm's going on. That's why I referenced Splash in my message. Yeah. Are beta specs live? No. The beta specs are not currently live. They had some problems. The servers exploded. So they shut them down. And they'll shut them back up as soon as they're done fixing it. I blame Muck for no beta. All my fault.
I wasn't confident in that dodge because of the delay. Ah, he's involved again.
Spin?
Beta or no beta? No beta right now. Easy. Easy jungle worm. Just came back this week, stopped playing at the end of Path of Fire. Is Mirage at Mesmer still worth it, or should I expect something new? Mirages got a couple of small nerfs in the last patch. I don't really know how impactful those are at the moment, but that did recently happen. I don't know that they're like, you know, dead on the ground or anything, but you know, it might be worth looking into that and seeing how it affects you and seeing if you care about that or not. Charmon says Mirage Mesmer is better than ever in my opinion. They changed a trait 2 months back that lets them be Alank DPS, Power, or Condi, as well as viable heal builds now. Still sad they made the Mirage Grandmaster trait require 3 clone Shatter and PvE instead of 2. Any weapon on Mirage can give Alank now, so they aren't stuck in staff. True. They can use rifle if playing support now. Blarg the purple everywhere. Let's see. Checking for any updates. I got another comment. What is this one? Rit comment. Rit mechanic's so dumb. Why don't you just make it like a mechanist with your spirit summoned all the time, like the Jade mech, and change the version you want, each one with their own F skills, and then Shroud either merges you with the spirit or empowers both of you or something. So many good options. They went with the most awkward and non-intuitive one. I hope it gets reworked. I don't agree that it should be like mechanist, but I would also like to see them change it away from Mesmer Shatter. Okay. Let's see what we got. Titanic Voyage is going again. Oh my god! I've been shot. Every class gets a pet at all time. Hell yeah, let's go. I'm down for that. Mug, we did in the NA server. Thanks for using your streamer power. Your voice reached us across the ocean and some people showed up to help. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Green Mesmer didn't excite me exactly. Thief needs a rat pet. Let's see. Alright. I joined a commander tag in Bavaniso, so you do this meta next. Alright, check, give me a sec. I'm gonna put my plate away so I don't have the Asmon gold desk. I'll be right back.
And sever the Titan's hold over this domain. Anyone else that comes along for the ride will just have to catch up. Legavo's starting to bust. Let's see how it feels about dispelling that magic. Right on cue. Titan spawn up front. Kill the spawn closer to me if you can. I'll need their residual magic to fuel the Scepter's magic. Legavo hungers. I need magic to satiate it.
Okay, we back. My blankie. Are the voices in Revenant's heads considered pets? That would just be like abduction. I agree with Mike's sentiment. Ana is afraid of making someone's pets do damage. Mech is the only time I've seen a pet sustain 6k DPS alone, while full Condi open world full summon Necro pulls ahead because of multi-pets. I forget Mike's Ranger pet damage list. I don't know if they broke 6k though. Oh no. 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 Even with full boons and Condis, no. Change that to lowest just to reduce lag a bit. Hey, is the beta live? Nope. It is not live at the moment. They was having problems, and they turned it off, and they're going to fix it and bring it back. Do not have an ETA. Personal opinion, if someone wants to spec completely into Beastmaster, they shouldn't be punished for it. Just my 2 cents. I agree. I can't remember the... Like, in this game, if you're a Ranger, 95% of your damage is the Ranger, and like 5% of the damage is the pet. In World of Warcraft, I don't remember the split, but if you were a Beast Mastery hunter, it was not 95 and 5. It was maybe like 70-30 or 60-40 or something. Like the pet was actually contributing, it felt like. In this game, the Ranger pet feels more like a Swiss Army knife. It is utilitarian, you know? Like you might have the Ranger pet, you know, give Aegis to your group, or give Fury to the group, or have a projectile blocking bubble or a pull. It is a Swiss Army knife, but damage doesn't really feel like that. That's because the open world actually matches scores too, and Ada is very hands-off and never bans people, so they're too afraid to ever make pets code. Well, I'm talking about, like, in all game modes. If I want to play like a pet build, I want more damage to come from the pet, you know? Like, if I could take away like 40% of my damage and hand that to the pet, so it's coming from the pet and not me, I would do that in a heartbeat. You know, because I enjoy pet builds and like micromanaging it. And I would do that even knowing that some areas have bad pathing. And if that's the case, I would just be like, oh, it's bad to play a pet build in that area, it's got bad pathing, you know? But I don't think they should just not have it in the game at all. But that's a long discussion, but yeah, I am an enjoyer of pet builds, and I do think it's a shame that none of them... Like the Necro minions in this game, they do like 100 DPS. Like 100. Like not even quadruple digits. People openly win trades these PvP, they don't ban for it, and it just keeps this game on like maintenance mode. I don't know anything about open win trading. I totally disagree with maintenance mode, considering they're working on a beta for a new expansion right now. To me, Ranger Pet is more like, okay, you tank, I Hulk smash, Maces win. Yeah. Heading out. See ya, Crimson. Pets and Jade Mech are just meat shields, really. That's how I see them. Easier to play solo because enemies ignore you for your pet or mech. Yeah, if you're using a pet or the mech and it has more toughness than you, they attract the attention of monsters. Best pet DPS comes from them dying and Condi builds for Necro? Yeah. Using a D2 comparison, Guild Wars 2 pets feel more like bone armor than summoned skeleton. Luminary Lantern should be throwable for DPS. Throwable. I'm gonna go to Heal Untamed for this one. Wait, did anyone do a table? I don't think anyone did. Can't spawn gadget here. Alright, mug me then, I guess. Oh, someone put one down over here. So it feels bad knowing I literally made Evoker for the beta test, then I hear Muk say they turned off Evoker, then the beta ends. I should have made a Luminary. I mean, they turned off the Evoker in like 15 minutes. You had time to try other stuff. Ah! Not looking good, champs. I've used Almacy? No! Oh my god. I had one more CC button, but it wasn't going to do the rest of that bar. Mike, how's it going? What all beta classes have you tried so far? Power Amalgam, Condi Amalgam, Power Rit, Heal Alack, or sorry, Heal Quick Support Rit, and Gale Shot. And then they turned off the beta. So I couldn't try anymore at that point. Do you play on NA or EU? I play on both. I'm currently on EU. Oh, that's rare. Look, you see that guy right there? So, I started reviving that guy with Ally's Aid, and oh, he just released. He was gonna get up. I started reviving that guy with Ally's Aid, and he went from downstate to full dead, and the pet's like, I'm not giving up on him. And the pet was going to do a full revive, even if it took like a minute and a half. So as long as I didn't interrupt the pet, he would have eventually gotten that guy up, but the guy released and respawned. Function gyros try to do it too, but since they have a limited lifespan, they never finish the res when that happens. Is this the world boss for an X-Pack map? Yeah, this was the last world boss that was added in Janther Wilds. Not looking good. Oh, man. This squad's not doing good. It's legit Gorseval. It's Lex Talion. He's the same type of creature that Gorseval was, yeah. I mean, we got 9 minutes. If we keep going at this time, we can fail every one of the CCs and still kill him. I just AoE res and then 3 more people died.
thought EU were the better players. I think if you look at like the PvP leaderboard, I think the best of EU are often better than the best of NA. But if you just like look in the open world, it's the same. Like as someone who plays on both NA and EU regularly each week, it's the same. The average Joes are the same. Dodge that too late. And this is how we die. Used my EMP. Used both my weapons CC. Used my pet CC. Now we die. Looks like everyone there's first time. Yeah. Yeah. I decided to play heals because we have people dying left and right, and I was like, oh, this probably help more, but yeah, there's not enough damage for how many people are here. But this is the hardest part of the meta. This guy dies, it's easy street after that. Feels like they designed it backwards. You're not the first to say that. Ah! I got stunned. Missed the dodge. I'm giving as many green numbers as I got. Alright. Hey Mark, not sure if anybody already discussed this, but what are your thoughts on the current group content roles? For a game that took pride in not having the holy trinity of DPS heal tank, it feels like Gale has firmly settled into its own holy trinity of boon heal, boon DPS, pure DPS. A lot of times, including recent expansion, we get a really unique and exciting trait which ends up never getting used because it conflicts with the quickness or alacrity one. I agree with that. I agree with that statement. Like on my druid, for example, lingering light right here. When you run this trait, it feels amazing. It feels like the way druid was meant to be played. But you can't, because that trait has alacrity right there, and you have to run that one. And people complain if you don't. So, and Paragon, I forget what it was called, but Paragon had one as well, where they had a trait where it felt really good to use, but it competed with the boon trait, so you can't ever take it, unless you're in like World v World or something maybe. But yeah, I agree with your statement. I wish it wasn't that way. I do not know how they would go about fixing that. Maybe if they got rid of quickness alacrity and partially baked them into everyone baseline so we don't have to deal with that anymore. Maybe. Wait, what? I just got a whisper from someone in game. It goes, hey, I'm one of the game designers for the Last Spell DLC. I just saw your name in the meta, which made me laugh. Thank you for your enthusiasm and for sharing content about our game. That was really cool of you. Yo! Is that for real? That's awesome. Alright, hold on. Chat, for any of you who haven't seen it, I did a positive review video on that game. Alright? This is the Last Spell.
I did very much enjoy this one. Yeah, this was a really, really cool game. So this one was, it's like a base building roguelike. So like you build bases and stuff, and like, you know, each night monsters come, and each day you can build, but you have finite amounts of resources. So it's like, okay, well, what do I use with these resources? Do I build up the walls? Do I train more heroes? Do I just give more gear to the existing heroes? And yeah, it's a really, really solid game. Town defense, tactical RPG roguelike. Yeah, I enjoyed the hell of it. I feel like it's one of those diamonds in the rough that doesn't get enough attention for how good it is. But yeah, that's wild. Year. Lord. So I just replied, I said, yo, I loved the last spell, assuming you're really you, y'all did a great job, and I totally never Alt F4'd to save my game. I definitely never did that. Mike, you should do the Elf and Dwarf DLCs. I did do the Dwarf one. I did go back and do the Dwarf DLC. That is on Mukluk Plays if you're interested. What did I walk in? Who's messaging you? Supposedly, one of the developers of the game The Last Spell, which I did a positive review video on just because I wanted to, is playing Guild Wars 2 and just saw me in game, and he sent me a whisper thanking me for doing it. I usually do this wall in support mode and heal the turtles, but I accidentally started the fight in DPS mode. What was that? Did you guys see that? It's like I was firing a blue laser that was swinging around the whole screen while I was spinning. That was weird. Do it again? I don't know how I did it. I think that thing was shooting a blue laser at me while I was spinning and the graphic bugged out. He said, haha, thank you. I've never used Alt F4 either. We're currently working on, or cooking at this point, on the third and final DLC. Hope you like it too. That's pretty rad. I remember one of the worst luck runs is like whenever you get a character, like a hero in that game, there's like this massive pool of traits it would pull from, and they can be positive or negative. And one of the negative traits you could get is the person only has one arm. So they cannot use two-handed weapons and they cannot dual wield. They only have one arm. And I remember there was one time I started a run and it gave me 3 heroes and 2 of them had one arm. So among the 3 people I had to defend my town, we had 4 arms. It was a total of 4 arms to defend my city.
Oof, couldn't stop that in time. Not much of an army, yeah. Ow. I gotta do an AoE res over here. Oh, actually, someone just did one right before mine went off, so it didn't hit anybody. Feels weird going to this one first, but let's follow in the crowd. Mike, will you test your invul and heal skill today on the big boom at the end? Oh, wow. Yeah, we could do that. Just have to make sure it's off cooldown at the right moment. What was the game's name? The Last Spell. The game is the beta. That's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing. No beta today? They stopped the beta because it was crashing the server, and they're working on fixing it, and we're waiting on them to fix it and restart it. The amount of time that will take is currently unknown. Try to do 5-man res. Got him. Wait, which one are we going to now? Where's the blob? There it is. To get an answer about the beta, pay 1 gold. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm sure a clip of me asking for gold for an answer to a question would go real well with Arena Net. No! The thing he just revived right when I ran past it. What? Oh god, I got the wrong target. It's like, no, I'm charging the other way. The one gold is self-defense at this point. It's for sanity. Oh my god. Alright, it's time. AoE revive. Boop! I love having that button. There's a lot of downstates under that thing. Alright, it's time. I will try to use the invuln at the end. I don't think it's gonna work, chat. Place your bets. I think I'm still gonna die. It's an attack that goes through Aegis and kills you. I don't think the invuln will work. Not with that attitude. You have to believe it. I have to believe it. Dante Bio. All right. Science! I'm gonna be honest. I didn't finish casting it in time. Did you guys see that there was an edge of a circle here, and there was a circle here filling up, and it was not yet at the edge? So, that was not science. What that was me finding out that there's a graphical bug. Because that circle does not fill up all the way. Chat. Let's see. So earlier, the last spell guy, I said that sounds great. If you guys are ever doing sponsored streams or anything, I'm down. But either way, I'm looking forward to your next DLC. And he said, I don't deal with that, but I'll pass your name on to Bruno, who's in charge of communications. I just watched the stream and you mentioned 4 arms for 3 heroes. I'll try to reference that in the next DLC. It'll be our little secret between us and 2K people. Cool. So I might get a reference in the last spell. Ah, God. New challenge mode that you can intentionally do. A bunch of one-armed heroes. Our little secret. Yes, Chad, it's our little secret. Shh. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, the one-armed hero squad did not do too well. They did not fare too well. Yeah, I do need to try the Elf DLC at some point. I beat the base game and some of the higher difficulties, and then I beat the Dwarven one. I totally alt F4'd on that one a few times. And then the Elf one I haven't seen yet.
Your secret is safe with me and whoever I decide to tell. Okay. I dodge early because of this bug. I don't trust the indicator anymore. Well, now I know. I've never looked at it that closely for the... yeah. Mug, now I just imagine some sort of amalgamation of bodies with 4 arms. Hey, what if the amalgam could grow extra liquid metal arms and wield more weapons? Ooh! There you go. That's the how to make the amalgam even more overpowered. They get multiple weapon slots. They can what if they could use the liquid metal and grow more arms and use both weapon sets at the same time? Oh. Hire me, ArenaNet. Damn it. I've got better ideas sometimes. The people want it. I would play pistol, 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 NG. It's just 4 pistols. I cast gun. Prepare to meet God. Mug, here's a question. Which do you perceive as more valuable? Might generation or 5% more damage? For solo play, might gen. Might generation. If you're on your own and you don't have any might, giving yourself might is going to be more than 5% damage. The Mercury Galactopus. Okay. Alright. Well, this is a lot of fun. Chat, I am out of time, though. I got a lot I need to get done today because I streamed for 14 hours yesterday, so I gotta wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. I hope y'all had fun. A few plugs on the way out. If you're new to the channel, my name is Muck. I stream every evening and every weekday morning. I'll be back in about 5 hours for the evening stream. As always, please follow me on Twitch. Subscribe to my YouTube channels. There's 2 of them. I'm linking both of them in the chat right now. And a special thank you to our patrons. They keep this channel alive with their support. If you'd like your name on that list, you want to support the channel, there's a link to that in the chat, and you can play all those goofy sounds and stuff during the stream. You guys have a great rest of your day. I am going to raid... Let's give Fandral the biggest raid of his mucking life. I'm going to raid Fandral. He's currently doing, appears to be Harvest Temple. I don't know what difficulty. So I'll see you guys over there. You guys have a good day. I will be back tonight. See ya!